kind of nice. Not everyone else plays around that, which is so important. We need to have our backline communicate, or like not really. It's hard to communicate, but definitely call out what position we take and if we walk somewhere. Because to me, I don't understand why we walked over here right now. Not after we just cleared the fight, right? The cap makes an issue because he's not going over here, right? He should go over here, get double healed by Angela and by Jeff and by Raccoon because they have the better LOS for it. He doesn't do that, so he dies. Right? Also, it's just how it is, Now he gets rest, and now I don't get this. And this is the problem with shooting this guy right now. I have 3 people look at him, and my Raccoon healing is like this. Whereas if he ends up living here, right, regardless of us punishing it poorly, right? Because you can always say, oh yeah, Jerky, you need to keep 1 dash because if he dashes out, you can chase and maybe kill him, right? If he lives here, he gets infinite value because we have our Raccoon and our Jeff occupy this LOS, which opens up this entire part of the map for the enemy team, right? Which is once more the same situation. We need to close the distance here to them. Because ignoring the Daredevil right now is the win condition, unironically, because you would isolate him later in the fight. I don't know what I'm doing over here, to be honest. I feel like I'm playing way too far ahead in my mind, where we already have this part of the map, and we're like closing the distance to them, but definitely going too quick. So you definitely have a point there, Terra. I do try to do things too quick.
Angela's not like the dive character. She's not like Venom and all that to initiate it. You're just kind of like the wait and punish.
No, she definitely can help dive for sure, but I should wait the position for the supports, right? If my supports don't have good LOS, I can't do this. You know? Because the way I would see it, right? The way I would see it is which is why this rock is so important for Jeff to play on and Raccoon to play around, because our Jeff can't reach it. Our Jeff has such a hard time going past this. Because once again, it would cut the line of sight, right? How would our Jeff heal and our Raccoon heal? It's pretty hard, right? So we have to still be able to swing with it. But now we have like a cooldown advantage, and we should play that out. We should take the map from them. We don't do it because they Jeff ult, right? Which is also, I think, a reason why we kite. Not 100% sure. And we get eaten. Me and Jerky get eaten.
Yeah. I didn't even see
So
it.
hard to dodge that, though. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to dodge, right?
Like, look, I don't even see it.
He does it on the high ground.
Yeah, on
It's
the rock,
pretty hard.
yeah.
I guess I don't know if I can dodge. Oh, no.
Yeah, I did
I
the
don't know if
same
I could
thing.
have
I did
dodged
the
it.
same thing. I just
Yeah,
dashed
yeah.
up.
I think I pressed it in the exact moment.
Yeah.
Oh, no, bro. Regardless, right? We were kind of too slow pushing this. Because as you can see, one key difference in the entire fight, and as hard as it sounds, is they built an entire Jeff ult. And a big difference too is they don't have a disadvantage when it comes to their DPS ults. They actually have a big advantage. And the reason for that is just because they played more around the resources they had. There's no other difference. But for sure, I mean, look at the ult economy in the very first fight. That's a problem to me.
Did the Jeff do more damage, or like, can you press tab? Like, what did he do?
I mean, it's
more?
hard to see, right? We can calculate it, I guess, from the start. He has 5,000 and 9,000 healing, and Fade has 600 damage and 6,000 healing.
He was a rocket, no?
Yeah,
Rocket
it
though.
was rocket, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
I mean,
also-
I'm just calling out the numbers for the calculation.
Yeah.
right? Like he has 5,500 and he gets ult at 5,900. So he barely did any damage. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's hard in this matchup. Everyone's plays split in our team most of the time.
So it's
Which we
mostly
shouldn't.
healing.
Yeah, it was mostly healing, right? It was healing a lot. 10k healing from
5.
9,300. and it's like a bunch of time. I guess you get Jeff pretty quick too. But I mean, yeah, the key difference is of course the setup, right? They did play more stacked around him, and
he
he had
must
the
have
better
started the
NOS.
round with like 60 or 70% or some shit, no?
He did
Yeah,
60.
okay.
But this is like the situation here, right? You can see it like their Daredevil takes the damage and he helps him. So his Daredevil just gets infinite value compared to Rajaro. But if we walk down this angle with our Daredevil, we can actually match them. 100%. And then we would isolate these 3 players here infinitely. Like if we take this part of the map here, now these guys can never play the game. Jerky can just turn around and just shoot them once and they're AFK. You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there was I mean, obviously, I would want to go to this part of the map. I think there was like a fight that was important. The retake. I don't like the same situation. Here we have to analyze the fact that they have the 2 supports on the high ground again, right? Far ranged in their advantage, long NOS. They should definitely stack in this. No reason not to, right? Because you're building ultimates, you have your Psylocke here, but now this is our side, right? We should spot these guys are overextended. This is trolling. How do we take it from them, right? We obviously have Mantis. We can just push this with triple peak. Because then they would have to look like this, and it would open up the map for Rajaro to push this. Or like, it would open up the map for us. Because these guys are too far away to help this. Whereas if they were playing it right and they want to protect this, they would play over here, right? And have this pierce. So when that happens, we would have to take the high ground from them to make them rotate and have their backline go over here. Because then they would have to push our backline here. Otherwise, they lose this part of the map. I think that is very important to how you take it. Obviously, on some maps, you can't do that. Like Central Park is an example where walking past the first point was 8s. We tried taking high ground. We tried on yesterday's stream. I mean, we tried taking high ground. We tried just going from main, and the problem was the high ground was always so oppressive because our backline is so easily pushed, right? But obviously now this guy is hardcore overextended. He doesn't have any resources. The problem with going for him is the Daredevil, though, right? Because as soon as we go in, the Daredevil is gonna go for our backline or gonna match us. So we have to build it with a Raccoon Pierce once more. We have to have our Raccoon pierce from here and clear the Psylocke like this. And then clear the Daredevil and trade with him. We don't really do that well. Look what happens. Fucking Jeff. We kinda ignored clearing them and now they kill us, kind of. Don't know where their Psylocke went. Their Psylocke just went back, I guess. But this is like the situation, right? If we have the people that can play have it right, if we take the map like this, and this is why I said, Krug, it's not that bad to take it on the high ground, because I don't think they can always keep it. Right? Because if Rajaro pushes the Jeff here, and Terra and Jerky just focus on shooting this, with Raccoon being behind Krug, we actually take this part of the map much easier. And then they can't actually push the high ground. Because they don't have a good Raccoon healing setup for it. The only way they could have it is if they have a healing pierce like this, but we would match it with our own. So we would have an even situation, which is great for an attacking position. You get it?
Mhm.
Or like it's an even position, right? Which is good. You would want that. If you're on the attacking side and you want to retake the point, you always would want to have a advantage position where you have to take where the enemy can't play the fact that you have to walk out of a risky choke or whatever, which is what happened, right? Because we have to walk out in this area. It's scary, right? Because they have this bottom area. So we have to have some people rotate here and some people clear this bottom. Or like clear them when they go top. I think we can live it. I mean, Krug just gets one-shotted. It's kind of crazy. But he gets rest, no? Yeah, but Jerk is also dead. Yeah. There was the situation on Central Park In this one. Wait. Which one was it? It was this one. No, it wasn't.
I think
Oh yeah, this one.
what was it?
No, it was this one. Because Central Park was also like a map. You know, the maps that are close losses is always the best maps to review. Because now we got shit on 2-0, right? Because we didn't know what to do. But the situation with Central Park is kind of similar, right? We play a composition, we kind of play mirror matchup, right? We have Adam, they have Ultron. The Ultron advantage is obviously the healing, right? Over time. So they have more healing over time, while we have less healing over time. At least from the calculations I do. If anyone disagrees with that, that's fine. But from the calculations I do, I feel like Adam has more healing over a shorter period of time, whereas Ultron has more consistent pressure and more consistent healing. And he also is good at wasting time, right? Because peeking the Ultron is annoying and he has his own shield and kind of different to Adam, right? Whereas Adam gets value by being somewhere in place, Ultron is more mobile. Besides the point, we instantly spot they have two people here, right? Now we can do something. We can clear them right. We can have triple peak clear. That's fine. A problem to that is though the way they have it set up is kind of hard to clear them. Because they actually have a lot of stuff against it. And this is like the problem I have with this matchup in general is always it feels actually good to clear them. Right? It feels good to clear them, but it's actually hard to do. Because they just gonna like they have all movement cooldowns, they can just live. And if they live, yeah, we have a normal fight after, but it kind of baits us to do something earlier. It kind of risks stuff. Like here an example, we go for it, and Terra dies for it instantly. Just because we clear them, you know, because they have the map control. They have this entire part of the map, and we invade the part of the map by clearing them from an angle that doesn't get value. Look at their Jeff angle compared to ours. Their Jeff gets infinite value. It does damage and heals at the same time. Ours can't. So it is their advantage to clear them right now. It's actually bad to clear them right now. We need to wait. We probably have to ignore that and take this part of the map. And now we have to talk about where would our Jeff want to play? Fade, where would you want to play to get value here?
Probably just main.
Probably just main. But you obviously would want to look at the enemy backline, right? So how do we get a better Jeff Pierce angle than them?
I don't think you can get better, but you can get equal.
Equal. Yeah, that's for sure true. What would an equal area look like? And that's something that already happened to us, Terra, which you pointed out in a different scrim. You pointed out what happens and how to take high ground easier.
Mhm.
And like the key difference here, what we would get an advantage, and one of the main things how we can take high ground easier, because high ground is good for sure. It's the bridge, right? It's the bridge.
Mhm.
And it
Yeah.
has this, it's the same thing with the Jeff. Look at the way you remember that, guys, when they just all pushed 6 men on top. The reason that worked is because their Jeff and their Raccoon were playing inside of the room. So they get the good Jeff Pierce and the healing Pierce on this location without a drawback. So their players can just push it and overwhelmingly cooldown it. So that would be an even trade, Fate, what you're saying, right? Where we have their Jeff shoot this area and you shoot back like this. It would be an even situation, which is good, right? We would want that. An even situation is hard to create on this part of the map because any other position for Jeff is not that nice because it always leaves you exposed and pushed. And then the question is, how do we take that space away? I think a good thing to do would be having Jeff over here and taking the high ground like this in the future as a normal setup. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially if we have movement cooldowns. Every one of us.
I
have
think
movement
it is better for like that too, because with like if we want to take off that high ground, it's way easier. Even with like a stationary comp, like with like a mixture, like 1-2 people that can go up there, their Jeff can heal both ways too.
Yeah.
Or like any support.
Yeah.
I'll be right back real quick. I need to take a shit.
And then the next fight is kind of the same position. They have their Daredevil on the high ground forever, and it becomes quite hard to do something. This is like an overextension from the enemy team, but it's the problem for me is still the same thing. Our Jeff will always get less value. Because if they cross this area, their Jeff does damage and healing at the same time, while we can't do the same. Right? We can do it now, I guess, in some sense, but not fully, right? Fully would be we spread the damage taken and damage and healing evenly among the fight, right? So you can also obviously every one of us is aware taking attention is a resource as well, right? If you play the bait, an example, and they push you when they can't, that's value, right? If they invest, or the same thing with Raccoon, right? Which is why Raccoon is so strong. If Rajaro goes for the Raccoon and the Raccoon can keep healing while keeping Rajaro contested, that's insane value for him, right? That's also something I want us to remind ourselves of. Because look at this trade, right? Jerky's won and Rajaro's won because of the way we take it with the rest of the team, right? Krug obviously died, but Krug also died because we were split with the Jeff, which is something that Terra pointed out, right? You obviously have to stack together, and it has to be in good LOS, right? Something that gives you a cooldown advantage. Right now they overpush, right? If Fate was lined up like this over here, I'm telling you, there's no way they can push this. But we already talked about this. It's fine. Next fight. We keep on fighting. This is like so crazy. That Jeff angle. They just go inside the room and they can't be pushed. He's on the high ground. It's insane. Right? Even angle. Now he has to like reposition, I think. Or tell his team to come back. Right? One of the two things, and they die. All because they overpush the corner, which is the problem on attack. Like now we face the same problem. The problem is we're gonna have to split away from our Jeff Pierce so we don't get value out of. Here the situation. Krug. What you should do here is stay in front of Fate. You should be confident to walk in because we cleared the space for you to play. Right? In theory, that is like how it needs to be done. Because if you play, or like Fate has to play behind you, and you have to play in front of him, whatever, it has to go both ways. Right? Obviously, he could play back. And the same applies for our DPS here. Terra and Jerky have to play in this lineup, right? Same thing with Rajaro and me. I also don't play in it. So we get immense amount of downtime as soon as we hit this time. Because now Fate has to turn for Krug, and now we just die for it. All for no reason, kinda. You know, because I don't stack in the Jeff Pierce and Rajaro doesn't do it. And we don't take the map from them, which was possible. Right? We could have Jerky invade way deeper with the Jeff Pierce if we were just staying in it, you know? We can also skip this step, Jerky, on Star-Lord, especially into Ultron, by giving you Jeff Bubble and you just fly from a different angle onto the Ultron. Right? That can also work. Then we have to skip the step of just healing you. But obviously now is a situation, you can just take the map. Right? And you need to, because you have your right clicks, you need to bait attention. Same with Rajaro. We have to stack in the Pierce. If everyone goes here, and Terra is here too, then they would go in their backline, and we would go in, and now it comes down to a neutral fight, which is what we want. We go on their backline, we take their map space, they go on our backline, they take our map space, and then we can turn back for the Daredevil and Cap, because their support should be more contested and more isolated. It has to start once more like that. It's the same situation. If we can't isolate their players first, then our players are harder to time. And now this is the good part for us. Our Jeff actually has an infinitely better angle now. Because their Jeff lost the even trade angle because it's so much harder for him to hold this. Now we need to help our Jeff contain his angle. You see? If we just play slow here and just hold this position for a few seconds, we double peek the Psylocke, we double peek the Daredevil and the Cap, and Rajaro contests the Jeff in the Jeff Pierce in our advantage, then their Jeff can never set up a position where he can heal people. It's like impossible for him to do anything. Same with the Ultron, right? Almost ends up dying. And now we walk in for no reason. Backline doesn't need to walk up here, which is also a thing that we kind of like misread a lot. I watched a lot of the games where our backline walks super close, which is not always a bad thing, right? We can always have rotations, but right now at this point, the only reason to walk close is to invade past this area, right? But that would mean you have to go here because you can't get value inside of this room anyway. What we're doing right now is we're trying to push past inside a room, which is impossible to do right now. The only time it works is if they actually overextend. What we should do instead is clear the silo, clear the cap, right? Which is what Terror should do right now. He should scout that he can't go inside. Oh, okay, I guess if they didn't make that mistake, we can push inside the room. But we obviously don't have to take that. And we all push inside the room. Even though there's a cap behind, we could just clear. And now Fate wants to push inside this room and exposes Krug for it. And now we lose the resources again. Because we have both of our supports contested without the drawback of getting the Jeff healing, which is usually the value you get from Raccoon. The Raccoon gets contested and you still get healing value, which is the right way to play Raccoon and Jeff, right? In these matchups. What the fuck is that? Don't know, I just opened my music for no reason. NCS. Yeah, now their cap just lives, I think. Ah, he actually doesn't. We clear. Good. And now the question is the same. If everyone pushes inside of this now, can we do it? And that totally depends on a lot of things, such as if they have Silo Blade, if they have Jeff ult, right? Because then they get the pool below them, and the general people that are alive, right? Obviously, if they have angle on us in the backline, we can't tell Fate and Krug to walk into this if they have like a situation like this, where if they walk in here, they just get pinched and they die. This is what we would create, right? So I think in a situation where we are like this, maybe Jerky, you have to go from above if you really want to push inside and pinch from behind, right?
Yeah.
Like their Salok right now is overextended. We punish, great. Punish in the sense of just making him force out, right?
Yeah.
The Jefford. This is like not the best stacking on it. Oh, I die for it. That's 1 HP. Certainly had something to do with pushing inside the room again. Right? Here we need to talk where our Jeff Pierce is and just stack in it once more. Have Krug behind it. In front of it, I mean. And then we can live. Or you only link yourself, Krug. Sad. But yeah, I mean, almost every fight looked like this, where we just don't use the resources that we have at hand the right way. Like every single fight you can name was played like that. This was like an example fight as well. I wanted to show because the way we take this fight is just so dumb, right? We go on the high ground. The only guy we have to be aware of is our Jeff. Our Adam can be on point, but look at our Jeff position. This position opens nothing on the map. So we just can't play this position. Right? What we could do instead is, and we had the time to do it, right? We could have went top with our Jeff first. I know this sounds crazy, but it's the next best thing because then we can actually push past this area. We need to find a position for Fate to be able to contest this part of the map. Because what happens now is exactly what's the problem. Look at what happens. We win the resource trade here. We want to push past this area here. And we have no good angle to do it. No one is ready to push inside of this position because we don't have a good LOS for it. Whereas if we had the Jeff on the high ground here, or even Jeff from behind, which is also fine, we can also try flipping the map here and getting this Pierce, or this Pierce. or we get this area, which is what I would prefer, then they would have to take inside and we would have to mirror it later or surround them, and we would actually be able to drop above them from above them by having the Jeff over here. That's what I would want. But now we're too far away to get value out of this. So I am just isolated now once more, and I die for it, I think. Or if I don't die here, I just force immense amount of healing. Same situation. I'm trying to play a position that we're unable to play because I thought I called it out. Problem with Angela is, and this is like the situation that always, it's pretty hard to live against Jeff if he just right clicks you, if you outposition yourself like this. I definitely have to look back and see that we're in no position. The biggest problem I have with not fighting in this area, and this is something I explained to everyone that isn't Terra here, I don't like the idea of fighting around cards because eventually on attack you have to push this position earlier anyway. So we might as well occupy it sooner. Because in this game, the advantage is also the card walks by itself. It's different than in Overwatch. You actually get to 6-man contest this position, which is great, right, in theory. Sometimes, which is also the reason why going card with Captain is insanely strong, is because it forces the enemy back to make a decision, and that decision usually leads in you being able to take the map back with the rest of the team. So, in order for us to hold closer here, it starts with the same situation. We have to talk about if Krug needs to be on card, which I think he needs to. I think it's okay to have one guy on card to push it, just to put them more under pressure. And we should definitely have Fate either on the high ground or over here. Are we all okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because then we can have the same situation. We can have Jerky and Terra play closer or play high ground or play this area and play closer to them. Because it's an even matchup, right? It's an even trade matchup. The only difference is they have Ultron, we have Adam, which sometimes can be more annoying depending on the situation. But their Ultron can be easily engaged with our Star-Lord, right? But look at the situation. We have Jeff. Our Jeff has a decent enough angle, and no one is stacking in it again. Right? If all we do right now is Terra stack in this angle and Jerky stack on this angle, double peek the Psylocke, and then Rajaro pushes the Jeff afterwards, we actually create a situation where we can get infinite value. But now we don't do that because it feels unnatural. I mean, Raj pushes the Shark, so that's good. But no one else pushes it now. Imagine we had the situation here where, because this is trash from them, right? Obviously, this is trash. So they have 3 guys play outside of the Jeff Pierce chasing me. They can do it, because we don't punish it either. So once again, I go into early, right? I would still want us to take the map and take the fight right now. Because as you can see, we get the card value regardless. If we wait and we give them the map control, we give them the Jeff Pierce up, and we have to break it. Which is my problem here. I don't like giving this corner because where does our Jeff get a good Pierce to go for the enemy backline if they have this area? If they control this area with their Jeff over here, our Jeff has such a harder time getting value into them because their Jeff can heal like this to sustain the high ground, whereas ours can't. So once again, we would be in the same situation. If we want to take the high ground away from them, we would need our Jeff over here. And then develop like this on this high ground to get value into the Pierce. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't do that. Here we could have been very oppressive to the Psylocke because Rajaro was contesting the enemy Jeff, which is good. I don't mind if Rajaro and Terra both contest the Psylocke because I think it's overwhelming damage. But we definitely have too many people that don't play the game. Krug is not playing the game right now. I'm 1 HP getting chased by 3 people. I would want people to play the game, even if I overextend. If someone does a mistake, it is not okay to just go AFK.
I think I punished the
Regardless of who
Ultron
it is.
for it.
I think so too.
Right, I think I killed him, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, now it's the same situation,
Yeah.
right? We lose the stack contest, which is also why holding aggressive is so good, right? Because we still push the card so much. This is a problem, right? This is what needs to be talked about earlier, right? Obviously, ult cycles. I think Jeffult is insanely good into Psylocke Blade. Because a lot of Psylocks blade Jeff, and then you ult it, right? And then you just like disappear and he wastes his entire blade. If we can structure that better and more consistently to waste more Psylocke blades, that would be such a fight win condition. That was like, I'm gonna show Kun Loon after this, because it's already taking an hour. But I'm trying to do it as fast as possible because Krug told me yesterday I can't stack on the same fight. Basically, it's normal sometimes. It's normal to be stuck on the same fight. But like this fight is like a prime example of doing something sooner. You know, when we already had the good position for Jeff, would have been better to wait. Doing something sooner would have been much better than doing nothing and allowing them to cross the space to our Jeff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I start like Terra now. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm talking about?
And stuff like that.
You know that? I do that. My name is Terra. I say that. Yeah. And there goes Psylocke Blade. And this is like the situation, right, with the Psylocke. If we make it harder for him to close the distance to us, maybe he has to use both dashes. Then we Jeff ult, then he's isolated. We can kill him after, right? That would be optimal. Fight is lost. Look how we retake it, just to show it. Right. Look at our Jeff angle. They give it for no reason, you know. They regroup, I guess. We come back fast. Look at our Jeff angle and everyone else. They're giving main. We should instantly take it. Jeff is coming back, you know. I'm too fast again. I feel like I can just take this. It's annoying. Insta dead. But yeah, 1v6 peak again from me. I can't lie. That was terrible. But we should wait Fate here. Let Fate develop on the high ground. Once we have this high ground, we need to get him on this high ground. You know, so we have Fate heal on this area. We need to have our DPS play this main. So our Fate can go in main. Pierce like this. We need us to contest this. Because then their Jeff can't heal like this. And when that happens, their players going for our Fate and our Jeff will have a worse and harder situation than us going for theirs. Because we already occupy this space, which is important, right? So yeah, I die, I get rest, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Next fight. And the next fight is good, I think. I don't really... It's like we start out Blade here to punish. Surely always good to punish resources, right? The Ultron gets entry picked by the U-turn. And now we should like have our Fate once more be able to chase here. Right? They used all their cooldowns, they can't push. So we should like cycle around the map and get Fate in this area here, which is a problem that happens now, I think. I think they're able to recommit, no? Yeah, they're able to recontest. That's a problem to me. Actually, that was a good plan from us to push inside. I like that. Krug is dead. That's okay, though. I don't mind if that happens, to be honest. If we're able to clear them like this and split them, it's okay. Close that Rajaro also dies. Yeah. I think there was the defense needs to be discussed. Because I think here the same situation. You see where the Jeff takes? He takes a good enough angle to push inside the room. So the question is, if we're on defense, do we start with our Jeff over here? Is that worth it? The problem is we kind of allow them to take this part of the map. So maybe what we would do instead is we have to start our Jeff over here. And then play over here. But I don't know. I don't really like that. This is why I think the high ground here is so hard to contest. How do we contest this? I actually don't know for sure. Like, the problem is our Jeff angle is just always weaker than theirs. If you get what I mean.
But
We
that's
can
only
always
if
go
they get
inside the
there,
house
right?
and not contest. If they get where?
That's only if they get there, you know? Like, we kind of have to stop that earlier, maybe. The same way they did.
Yeah, probably, right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We probably have to have our Jeff here and be here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
we can create a kill box over here. So I think that was smart from them. I do agree to that too.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. So we do that next time, right? We have our Jeff over here, and if they go a brawl matchup, we can have Jeff go back in main. But obviously, would still want to have some peers, so it depends, you know. If they have brawl matchup, then we would want to have Jeff main, and we would let them walk up, Jeff pierce like this, and then we have Jeff, and then we have a kill box over here, right? Where we hit the backline, split the tank, and then we should be able to kill them, right? Yeah, so this is the problem. We already fight, and look at their Jeff angle. Even though we have the better position on the high ground, because of their Jeff position, they actually managed to just like waste so much of our time just by 2 of them here. Imagine these guys would take the high ground right now. Now we couldn't contest it, which is what they should do, right? They should realize our Jeff is not on the high ground, not matching their Jeff, and we're not occupying this area, so they should just forcefully take the high ground now, which would be instantly possible. They just didn't do it. Right? They still win based on the situation here. Look, we push the Jeff. In a timing, it's not necessary. Right now, we obviously can't push him. The way we would push him is we would have our own Jeff develop, and then we would push together, right? We kind of commit all our cooldowns. He ends up living, which is a problem. And now we just die for it. Because we force Fate to come close as well. And as you can see, now Fate comes to the high ground too late. Right? Because he feels like the high ground is actually a good position. He needs to be here. Have him look back, and during the look back, he dies. Yeah, it's always a similar problem, as you can see. Always playing outside of the Jeff value or the Raccoon value, and then we just lose the resource trade in this matchup. Because obviously, looking at our scrim history, whenever we're not playing this matchup with full dive, we are winning in the mirror matchups every time. Right? We're winning group matchups, we're winning everything because we're playing poorly around the resources we have and we're shooting the wrong people at the wrong time. Right? We need to also realize the same applies to the enemy, right? If they have Jeff lineup, then we can't clear the Jeff lineup by shooting the people inside of the Jeff lineup. Then we need to acknowledge they have the lineup, give up the dual position because we can't take it anymore, and we need to find a new way to break the lineup, right? Probably by going the other side of the map with our new lineup, taking this part if the Jeff is here, and then pushing from here. Because we have a Jeff lineup for this. So we have more situations and more opportunities. Are we okay with that?
Mhm.
Like, so we're gonna like make a new call. We will respect Raccoon and Jeff lineup, and we need to make a new call to break it if we want to break it. On a Tekken example, breaking it needs to look like this. They have their Psylocke and Psylocke above. We need to have the people that can walk in this area with movement cooldowns. That can be Rajaro, me, Krug, whatever. And then we have to double peek the Psylocke and the Salot when Rajaro pushes the Jeff. That would be optimal. Obviously, in this position, it's kind of hard. So Terra would have to push the Jeff, and Rajaro would have to push the Psylocke if the Psylocke plays over here. Because Rajaro can't jump this on the high ground without blue pack at least. Okay. Kill. This is a cooked fight. Look at their Jeff angle. This is like the Jeff angle, and our Jeff angle is dead. So now we just insta lose. Now this is like the situation. Here it's discussable. Because in the last scrims we had, we always died with TP. We were not able to make one successful TP fight win. The problem for that is often the support position, because our supports with the heroes we play don't have a consistent way of getting in a safe position. Invis, an example, can get in a safe position, and Loki can get in a safe position easily. But like Jeff and Raccoon have a hard time getting in a safe position because they're so easily punished by going out of the TP. So maybe we have to either TP safer, or what I would want instead in a situation like this is TP on their backline to get our Jeff the long line of sight pierce again. You know what I mean? I want that. We actually lose this fight though. Yeah, here we should allow it to give ticks for sure. This is like not good. We should respect. I saw this jerky. I was chasing him. It was so sad.
Yeah,
You were like 1 second away from the
from the health
Health
pack,
pack.
yeah. Like, how does he
Yeah, it's
even
like-
get to me? Like, that's crazy, no?
He just shifts, I think.
Yeah. Like,
It's like
fuck off.
and he barely has enough charge to
Yeah,
kill.
yeah.
Like it's actually kind of unlucky. But yeah, I mean, same situation here. We have to be acceptable giving ticks, I think. This is not good to take the fight right now. They still had the Jeff Pierce, right? And we didn't respect it. They have the Jeff Pierce location. We need to respect it because this is the dual situation, right? With Daredevil. You always win this as the blue Daredevil, regardless of how good you play Terra, right?
I mean, I think I'm just dead regardless.
Yeah, for sure, right? That's why we should like wait. Because we need to give it two ticks.
I think me just down here and stalling the point even longer, like just like because they're not on point. So me just taking this, like getting Crook out would be better because he can just heal Raj up. So
I
we
don't
can
think
get the
so
next
because
longer.
I don't think so because if anyone should touch, it should be like me or Rajaro, to be honest. It can be you too, but I think dying for this is never good. Because look where Fate is. He's like almost back. And then we have a serious chance of winning the fight. Because the Psylocke is
Mhm.
also dead. By you dying now, we lose the guy that can clear the Jeff, right? Or can put pressure on the enemy Psylocke or put pressure on the enemy Daredevil. Right? Because Jerk is also dead. So who should contest the Daredevil? I should then in this case. Or I should go for the enemy Jeff and the Adam. But the point is still the same. Now we have zero fight pressure, zero chances to win it, right? Whereas if we had waited and we given 2 ticks, I touch now. Now we can create a situation where Fate is back, and we can actually win the situation. Now we need someone to contest that, right? Can't be me. Now we TP. Jerky's TPing. Look at the TP. Obviously, now with the time we have, you have to TP on point like this, right? You have to touch at the edge. Position of the TP, not the best. It should be over here.
Okay.
You know,
I thought
like-
like to get the supports in the room maybe or some shit. I don't know.
yeah, that's fine. But I think in the room it's kind of risky sometimes with the supports we have, because we have Adam and
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah.
So I would say it like this: we would want for this situation, if we have Loki Invis, getting the supports inside the room or on the high ground is obviously better. But if we have a situation with Jeff, we would want the Pierce angle because this is a superior position, right? So we would want that. So yeah, I mean that's it for the what. Just generally saying, need to have Rajaro look for what he can push. Obviously, in a matchup like this, playing captain is really aids because you do 40 damage, and the most thing you do is like you give your DPS a time window to duel the enemy DPS in a positive trade, right? Because you 2v1 it. So we need to look for that more. We need to look for me trying to call it more that we want to play around the resources we have because I need to call it, right. I need to say I want to play here if Fate played over there, so I get to play here, right. I need to say it. Need to be. I'm also sorry I wasn't that vocal at all by calling plans. Crook made a very reasonable point by I can't really be annoyed that we don't play the way I want if I don't coordinate it, right. So he has a very valid point there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Man, I got cooked today in ranked. Fucking hell, bro. Groot into Wolf is just like so AIDS. It's just bro, fucking hell, bro.
How funny was that Widow game, by the way?
Bro, that was so crazy.
That was actually funny. When I saw
No,
him-
but I'm thinking. I always do that. I have 200 points to get top 10. Tanuki said he would go on a low account tomorrow and help me. Question is that possible if I always do that at the end of the day. The question for me is, do I mean, I have to keep playing later on. Because we have scrim tomorrow, right?
What do we do for a scrim? Because I did say I can't.
Oh, that would be good if we don't. I was just about to ask that because I want to go for top 10 finish.
And David asked, but no one answered if you guys want to actually play it or not. So, time to decide now, I guess.
You can skip it if Trust Me wants to play ranked. And you are not here anyway.
He wants to get top 10, not ranked.
Well,
Yep.
that's ranked.
It's not ranked to me.
Oh, okay.
But Jerky, we still talk about the Psylocke and
Yeah, yeah.
Starlord if you want.
Yeah. Oh, on Daredevil, like, what am like just as another clarifying, what am I looking for? So I'm not going with Raj. So what am I looking for?
I mean, in the mirror, obviously, you're looking for trading with the enemy Psylocke. You look for
Okay.
Psylocke, you look for enemy Daredevil, because no one else can control them. If
Mhm.
you're not clashing with the Daredevil, Daredevil will go for our Psylocke and will win them the resource trade. If you want to
Okay.
enable our, because everything resolves around enabling our Psylocke and enabling our Jeff Pierce, right? So it's required to deny the people that would harm them the most, which is Psylocke and
Mhm.
Daredevil, right? So we need to
Yeah.
try to mirror them, and then you obviously have to be very oppressive on the map. By when we have the angle for Jeff, you have to go to the very edge because you're quick to come back and contest, right?
Yeah.
Just so we occupy the position that the enemy Jeff can't take it. Because if he takes it, you would just kill him, right? So
Mhm.
they have to like force you out and force you in a duel. And if we have the better Jeff position for the duel, you would always win it. If granted, if you're mechanically good enough, which is what we would expect, right? Obviously. Like this is the first situation where I feel like mechanics are not that big of a problem to us anymore. Where I feel
Yeah,
like Terra's
just-
not in the enemy team against Naga and just like triple dings him across the map for no reason, even though we have the better situation for him.
It's just slop. It's just a slop meta.
Yeah.
Not really. It just needs to be calculated out, I think. Because it is hard, right? Things can change instantly, right? Just as I thought, like, oh yeah, I'm safe in this position. I see none of us play close enough, and I just instant die for it.
No, what I mean, like, there's that not really like outplanned DPS. It's just slop play.
Of course, yeah.
There's not really a big skill gap in Daredevil.
It does feel like that sometimes. I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel like that. It's the I get exactly what you mean. It's kind of like to me, like when I play Groot against a different Groot. Obviously, and it's the same with Raccoon now that we show it, right? The skill gap comes from doing the things that the enemy Groot doesn't do. Baiting into bad space when it's required, baiting the Daredevil in bad space when it's required, or placing the walls in a certain way that get that min-max out of it. The same with Raccoon, right? Reacting to the way they take the map and talking about how you want to position yourself next for the lineup for the Pierce. Right? It's always like that. Especially in Marvel Rivals. The game is closer to GOATs than any other game that we played. To Overwatch, you guys know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
the playstyle of the game is very GOATs like. Every micro adjustment matters, but obviously we would wish we would be playing Widowmaker and just peak at the bad time and just still be able to win it with mechanics. This is just not the case always.
We can do that,
the
we can do
situation is
that.
created.
Lock in Widow.
mean-
I'm telling you, that here
I
is
mean, in
broken.
Overwatch, it's like that, right? It's like you can have the best position in the game, and Quartz just peeks you at a crazy time. You know he's coming. You get 2 more seconds to react. You get one shot before him. You miss the shot. He hits the shot. You're dead. That's how it works. In this game, it's different.
I'm gonna head out. If
Nope.
you do anything else too, just let me
No,
know.
no, it's okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get food. I'm hungry. Burgers.
Yeah,
of course.
bon appetit. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Nope.
Is there any game we should watch, like in particular?
You and me, I think we should watch yesterday's stream
Yeah, sure.
because it was a mirror with Psylocke Starlord, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's important. The Daredevil mirror is actually hard because I do think the way we would have to take it is you and Terra would have to push the enemy Daredevil together, but he has to push him first,
Yeah.
right? Because if you push him first, you're just gonna get effed on and dashed, and you get blinded, and then you don't know what's happening around you, so you can calculate if many people are pushing you or not, which makes you instantly like give up more space, right? For neutral, because it's natural, right? Because you're under a lot of pressure. So I think we want to put the enemy Psylocke in that position at all times.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I have like a big mental block against Daredevil and Psylocke. I feel like I can never win 1v1s against that hero.
Yeah, I mean, and even if you win the resource trade against him, right, which would mean you do more damage than you take, he would still occupy you for way longer time
Yeah,
than you
exactly,
would
yeah.
want. So I get that.
Okay. You just screen share a game you want to watch. I don't have like anyone in particular, I think. Anyone is fine.
Okay, I'll show you. I don't know if you guys want to be around for it. I don't mind, but it's up to you. You can go back into
I'm
ranked. if
Q
you
game
want.
with Raj.
I'm gonna play a game of Ranked.
Why did
If
you already
I-
rename? What happened to Yubi? What?
Well,
Yubi al
you've been gone.
Why is he gone? He was only
He
here
was
for a
gone.
week.
He was only here for a week.
I think
I
I'll
was,
play a few more ranked games after too. I've been winning the last, but this. Bro, I lost against
Aye.
Moxie.
I lost against Moxie twice today.
Bro,
Oh no.
But to be honest,
you
to be
guys
honest,
went. Yes, eh?
to be honest, it was NA and they had like a penny one trick killing everyone.
Oh.
So
I was gonna
yeah,
say I'm gonna
that's
play
not me.
Penny tomorrow and now, because I think Penny's actually
it's
good.
OP.
You had like
Ah.
the most anti-Widow comp on that like game where I played Widow. It was so boring. I just wanted to play the fucking Widow. It
I
was
just
like-
went Mac.
I mean, yeah, at the end, yeah, but like at the start, you went fucking Cap, Angela, Phoenix, Iron Fist. I'm like, okay, yeah. Who the fuck do I shoot? It's actually funny.
Why did they not go 3 DPS? It's so OP against Widow. That's what Christ is saying. KQC did.
Yeah, they went Widow to match the Widow. Fight fire with fire.
They got fucking owned.
They got owned.
Pounded.
What do you think they want to win for? To be one above all? Or what?
Yeah, like Crisis. I like need that one win.
I need 80 points on my
Oh
barcode.
shit.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, this was the Namor situation. I remember.
Yeah, I remember as well.
The problem I have with this matchup is the heroes we play just counterplay each other. We have two heroes that angle and two supports that just don't support angles.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like Raccoon semi supports it, but not really, right? He supports long range dive. Raccoon is good for stack or long range dive. That's what Raccoon is good for. Right? Like the lineup thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's not good in this situation. So here this like is a problem to me. They always take the high ground like that. I like that.
Yeah.
This is like the second situation, right, where that happens.
It's not even
And
the
it's
same
so
team.
hard for you to stay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even, right? It's just good. Because I think it just does break it, right? I don't know if you want to watch the Namor part of it.
I don't mind. We can watch both.
Yeah.
I just die and swap, I think.
Yeah, I know you die here.
Like I don't know, I felt like I don't need to go more back, you know, and they still just all
Yeah.
collapse on me.
No, the problem definitely starts here, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
problem starts here that we don't really fully support the high ground, and you're the only one holding it, right? Krug does come top, right? But the problem is it's not enough.
Yeah.
You should also have Rajaro come top for sure, right? But this is something we need to coordinate because there's no reason for him not to match top right now.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how much you can influence it, but maybe you could call it, you know, to have more help here. If you
Yeah,
really
for
want
sure,
to hold it.
yeah.
Next up, I think the squid usage is off-timed because it's always like I need to calculate it like this. When they have 5 lines peaking the high ground right now, and 4 lines are not playing. Wait, is this like 8s? Wait, like this, right? You have 5 people that in the enemy team that look like this, whereas we have only like 1 person that can help the high ground. Retaking the high ground right now is kind of pointless. So
Yeah.
now I would actually say the better position would be for you and Krug to
Like on the other
rotate over
side, yeah,
here.
yeah. I thought about
Yeah,
that,
because that would create a new situation where we have everyone in our team put pressure on this location or this location
Mhm.
later on, right?
Yeah.
Or match it, right? We would match this damage tree. So I think we would have to do that. And we try to retake in the position we can. So now we take regardless of how we play it mechanically, right? Because no one can say you will always lose this,
Yeah.
right? It is common to lose it because they have more arrows looking at you in this direction, right? They have easier time to clear this because they can take this duel in a 4v2,
Yeah.
right? So it's always in their advantage. It doesn't mean that you can't headshot the enemy gambit with a squid and one-shot it.
Yeah.
But it's just insanely unlikely and unnecessary to risk it. You know, so you push the high ground right now off times,
Mhm.
as you can see. You're the only one that plays the game right now in our team because everyone else is waiting for stuff,
Yeah.
right? Which is what we also say. We don't need to make a play, but we would have to prevent them from getting something. So an example could be like that. I don't like Fate's position either. I think Fate should be on this high ground with Terra, and you should be on this high ground. Because then we have a lineup like this, and we have with Krug a position where both of you have good pressure on this map. And then when they actually walk through the choke, it's very hard for them to play.
Yeah.
By going in this position, you create an opening for them to play because you get poked out. Look at what happens. You get poked out, you have to shift. That is the opening they need.
Mhm.
Because now they can go in without repercussion. As you can see, they do take it really poorly. We also respond poorly, 100%. Right? But because we have no one matched this side, look how OP this would have been. Terra also in a terrible position, regardless, 100%. Right? He needs to be on the high ground. Fate needs to be on the high ground as well. Because then we can match it. Then they would have to make a new way to get to them, right?
Yeah,
They
then I
would
also
to
have
maybe
like
summon
support on
some-
high ground, right? Like even if
yeah,
it's off
exactly.
time, like then I still have support something.
Yeah, right. Then
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
get pierce healing like this, and we
Yeah,
can heal
yeah.
Terra, we can heal us, we can heal like this. I can push the high ground, Racharo can push the high ground like this because we get healed like this. That's what I think too, right? Everyone can develop different, right? But obviously the annoying part here is just like when I get entry picked with Angela, it starts with you getting entry picked.
Yeah, for sure.
Not because you get entry picked, but also because we create the opening for them to walk in, right? Because we have everyone stacked the same angle with heroes that's improper to do. Now you just die for it, right? Because obviously you die here. You had no cooldown, you just die.
Yeah.
Also, pretty unlucky. You go Starlord or Strange?
No, I don't think we do any. I think I asked if I need to TP and you guys said no. So
Yeah, I
it was
think we
like,
win.
yeah, I think you
But
won the fight.
I was kind of unsure later in the fight. The problem is we never were successfully taking the high ground, and I do think it would have been once more cool if Krug just went over here. Personally, just to come with you to that position, because you're over here now. You want to peek a bit deeper.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I think it's like I just kill myself, I think, if I go there.
Yeah. Oh, close.
Yeah.
And now they just gambit. And when they gambit, it's always different, right? But yeah, it's okay. The problem is you like on the bottom. That's a problem actually.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't give you the opportunity to take the high ground and flank their back.
Yeah,
line
yeah,
here,
for
right?
sure.
So
Can agree. Like
Which I think-
if we killed Tuzi, it would have been fine, right? But like we
Yeah.
just didn't, so now I'm on a shit position.
yeah. It's also kind of sad because you didn't have like double squid during the bongo.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's super important. And I think it's also super important that you shoot the Starlord and you shoot the Psylocke. I don't think you should focus that much on the tanks because once more the tanks will die if no one can follow up, right?
Yeah.
The Angela goes in right now, you do 50 damage to him. It's not that essential, right?
Yeah.
If he goes very deep, I can stun him. He's out of the fight. He does 50 damage. We need to prevent the connection from the DPS on our Fate.
Yeah,
Fate is way too close here for sure, as well. And Ibrahim dies. He's also too close. He could have been with you, right? No reason for him to play this close. He plays this close because he wasted a lot of his dashes and cards early on. And we die.
Oh,
Yeah, it's quite sad, right, to see.
yeah.
But I mean, it happens because we just give up the neutral situation for no reason. Right? We give up the neutral advantage we had for zero reason.
Yeah,
We shoot. Okay, we TP. Oh, I had a TP. You're always in the middle of the point.
yeah.
It's my TP actually this time. Fuck. I thought we won. I don't know why. Why did I think we win? I actually don't know. Oh no. No, wait. Yeah, this was a problem to me. This is like a TP. I would want my backline to be inside of the TP, whereas outside was just not good in this
Yeah.
matchup. Because they have full dive, right? We need the backline to be safe. So we should have used the seconds to be in the TP. It's fine. We go switch. Obviously, first fight here, kinda AIDS. Same situation here. We have Raccoon, they don't. So we kinda need to get value out of the Raccoon LOS. Let's see how you play it.
I think I peeked the guy on top in a second. I don't remember. I think he dies for that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Take the high ground away from them. Good fight. Was a lot easier for us because we had decent Raccoon healing inside of this room.
Yeah.
Right, we had good LOS for it, and they didn't have the same. So we could have just have someone go card, which is also what I think I should do. I think I do that, but I'm a bit late because I can't push the high ground right now. I should just go card and make them come back like this. And now they like super split.
Yeah.
If I went a bit earlier, it would have been better.
You can probably nest there as well, right? And then they just
On
like
the high
run into
ground?
the yeah,
Or
yeah.
what?
Or no, not
I
on the high
can-
ground, like
I
on
can-
the
Here, this
on the
one.
payload. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, here. Yes.
yeah
I
when they
know.
like run
I should
back.
do that. When they do come back inside of it,
Yeah, and then
just
they
always scary to get pooped.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, you know. Obviously, the min max there makes the better player,
Sure.
for sure. Should be on the high ground, going all the way on the high. That's fine. Can also play assassination playstyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just.
We should look for. We should look for a blade first. We did say blading first is bad, but I think a big issue to me here is the fact that everyone plays so far away.
I fucking grieve
I-
with my blade now as well. I keep it for so long, and fuck it up as well.
Because I feel like what I would want is I don't like that we allow this guy to take
Yeah.
here. I definitely would want our Raccoon and our Gambit to be playing the high ground for free because they can't be contested. And me and Raj would have to play over here,
Mhm.
or like over here. And then you guys can play here and get healed by the high ground. I don't see why we would give this part of the map up. Like
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't really like that. And I do think it happens because you play too far away from being able to contest the backline and the DPS.
Yeah.
And now this is the problem, right? We go in, and because we didn't hold them earlier, they can go on
They
our
get a
backline
hit, yeah.
uncontested. Right? And now we find ourselves in a cycle where you can't use blade.
No, I used it
So I
now
don't
as well
think-
and died.
Yeah.
That's grief.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I wanted
mean,
to
it's
like play
fine.
the Angela
It's-
ult, but yeah.
It's fine, right? But
Yeah.
like we should probably look at the other map. What was it? Burn into T'Challa.
Yeah.
And look at the two blades that Krug said could be used better.
Mhm.
Because I think that has to also be created. I think there the problem was just that everyone else wasn't playing around it. Here, obviously, stacking the Jeff Pierce.
Mhm.
Because they play full dive, right? You have to prevent them from committing,
Mhm.
right? So you need to trade with the enemy Starlord and enemy Psylocke during the situation where you have Krug and
Fate.
Fate heal you,
Yeah.
right? Same with Rajaro, right? You would want Rajaro to take attention so you can trade better on the Psylocke, right? Double peek with Rajaro here. We walk out a bit late. Kind of puts me out of position. We end up living, this is okay. We kill through here, I remember. As I remember. And the next fight starts happening. Ibrahim Al Ali is dead. Bro, the Psylocke skin sounds are so weird.
They're so nice, no? Tuk, 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 tuk. The
You
new
like
one
them?
is so
It's like
yeah,
baseball.
yeah, exactly, yeah. The new ones are so bad, they like fuck up your ears. Oh, fall in the hole.
Yeah, I think here's like the similar situation,
Yeah,
right?
just go back.
Everyone goes back, right?
Yeah.
For no reason. I feel like we should like hold further up. It's the same situation. If we want to hold the high ground for you, then we need our Raccoon to be on this high ground so we get this kind of healing range. And then we can have here and me and Rajaro closer. And we need to have Terra on this high ground here fighting for space, right?
Mhm.
But because everyone hides and we're rotating right now, it kind of gives more of the map. Also, don't have a good position, so now you actually get poked out in a disadvantage. Because now, like, you would have to have people turn for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have help tech now, but it would be different. But we do give a lot of map space because we don't shoot in main, even though we could. And Terra dies for it. Same situation, honestly.
Yeah. it
Look
is.
at the way Fate had to reposition. He went from here, which is not good, to be honest. He should be on the high ground. But it's fine. All the way to here. And now this is like infinitely worse for us. Just have two people not really active. Doesn't mean we couldn't create a situation. Tusi still dies, I think. He did overextend for it. He dies for it though.
Yeah.
Now let's see how we play it. Because we should get Blade here. Racharo dies.
I just kept getting booped. It was so annoying. Would have killed that
I
guy.
mean, it's part of the deal, yeah.
Yeah.
When they play Angela, when they play that. Should be winnable.
I think
Let's
I
see.
played a bit too early here, right? Like, I don't think I should go in here. Ah,
I think it's fun. I don't think it was bad.
okay.
I think there was not a lot you can do this fight better. They just had better ults, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yubi Al Malik, Mekul did it. It was like a situation. It's unlucky. Fate could have also been stacking different here, I think.
Oh.
He needs to go in the air, then he can't get hit. It's infinite. I swear, like against Cap, it's so annoying when the Jeff just goes on the wall and like shifts with the wall up to the air
Yeah.
like 20 meters. So OP. You should look at the like this was a the TP again, the Terra TP. We go Blade.
I didn't get the Gambit ult. Oh wait, no, he died.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
What the fuck? They were both 1 HP. The Invis was 1
Yeah.
and the Gambit was 1.
And then Invishield saved them both now as well. Like, look, he just pops it like in between them, and Terra and I literally can't kill them. Like, unkillable.
Yeah, this was like a target focus
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
though. If any of you call a different target, you can actually kill both.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Makes a difference for this fight. Maybe we could have won it because Tuzi also died. I think.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know what he was cooking. Yeah. Rajiro gets a pick on him. Next fight, need to watch. I think the attack is like every point is good to watch.
Yeah, for
Like the
sure.
next point is important. Here, it's kind of like hardcore Omega staggers that we have. That we're so slow. I think this is a situation I don't really like you poking for no reason.
Yeah, because I have ult.
Not only that, but because it just gives ult to the enemy,
Yeah, okay.
right? And it kind of like gives away your attention as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should invest that time to scout the Psylocke here. If we know the Psylocke is not in main poking, then he's gonna flank, right? They're gonna hit.
Yeah.
So we should invest time finding the Cap and the Psy and try to go for him and duel them first. Because obviously you can get positive resource trade if you just shoot main. Because we go for them first now anyway. Even though we don't need to do this. I feel like this is like a problem. We should just go with Psylocke Blade here.
I think that's
do
what I
good?
do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, so strong. And win the fight, right? I would hope so at least. No way we lose this. Yubi Al Malik is tot. Wait, I'm the Mac player. I thought Rajaro was the Mac player. What the fuck?
Yeah, you
Oh
swapped
yeah, I
it
played
around.
Mac. Yeah, I played Mac here.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh. Yeah, good enough fight. Played it well. I think there's not a lot I can say about it. Also,
And
like
now
that you
I
didn't
grieve.
commit with your 2
Completely.
dashes. Oh yeah, true.
I remember this.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary push.
I know,
right?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's
stupid.
normal.
Yeah, just.
Bro, the amount of times I've seen Melio do that, you have no idea.
Yeah.
When I voted with him every day, it was like that. I mean, it's surely annoying when it happens consistently, right? But,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
it's not that deep in a scrim like this. As long as you know, like, oh, obviously it wasn't that great. This commit is fine. Do we push inside with Blade? Punish Starlord. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who to shoot here exactly. I guess just
No, it's
point,
fine. You
right?
just shoot whoever touches.
Yeah, exactly,
You
yeah.
just shoot whoever touches. Because we don't need to create a resource winning situation. It's not like you have to cut the supports
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they heal everyone who touches point because they were dead,
Mhm.
right? But you would want to try to develop past the point, obviously,
Yeah.
for the supports that would come back eventually,
Mhm.
right? But it was good enough. This was the problem.
Yeah,
now
this
with
was
the high
bad,
road
yeah.
thing. Take it together. It's fine. He has to give. Good. That's what we want. We take it. Good. Yeah, and here is the situation actually. We should just be way more patient, I think.
Okay.
I think we should just shoot them more. Because you had like a sustaining position and Krug was with you. And it's like, I think we should just shoot them more because they still had like a similar matchup with like the full tank.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't commit on their backline anyway, and now you just like end up shooting tanks anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Just
So I
in a
feel
more
like
exposing
going
way, yeah.
past inside the point isn't possible. We just have to shoot the people that are outside of this healing range,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to get a positive trade. I think that was more important.
Okay, okay.
Because I don't think we can push inside, especially with Penny. We couldn't do it. I mean, our matchup is just fucked, right? This is like we just move on here
Yeah, it's fine.
because we have. Imagine we had like, because this is like the situation, right? If you win the resource trade and we take the high ground from them here, we had Rajaro walk up from main with Mac, and then they can't play in this area
Because you have mines
because
as
our
well,
Mac
right?
would occupy it, right?
Yeah, and they cannot walk out
So
because of mines as well.
they can, yes, because your mines and because you have position and you put pressure on this location. There would be too much pressure on this location, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we needed. Also, besides that, right? The reason I wanted Mac, we go Mac after 2 minutes, right? And then we go Iron Fist for no reason. The reason why I wanted Mac is also to get more out of the Gambit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gambit Mac ult, Gambit Angela ult is just not a good combo. You also farm ult way less if you have that. There's like all of these reasons why I needed that. I think there was like the good duel. Huh? You diffed him there.
Yeah, it doesn't die. And now I die, I think.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a winning resource trade. They just do it well back.
Yeah.
Here the reaction was kind of poor because I think you should have just rotated.
Yeah, I just
You should
didn't
see-
expect this guy to just jump on me. I don't know. I'm just not used to that Gambit hero. Like, look what he does. Like, 230 damage in
Yeah.
a second. Crazy, no?
That's kind of insane. I
Yeah,
actually
like-
think that's was it only him?
Yeah. Or
No
it was like
way,
a bit on Psylocke, I think. Like, I don't think it was a lot, but... it
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot, actually, yeah.
was a lot.
Just didn't expect that, I don't know.
That's still okay.
But yeah, it's...
Now I would want to punish them though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like they have low amounts of cooldowns. Terra's already fighting them. We kind of need you to team up on them.
Yeah,
here.
to go, yeah.
Yeah, it would be the best. And I think it's the same if I was on captain or something. I would have to team up now too. Because we obviously can't kill through here if Terra's also not here.
Yeah.
We should try to kill the people outside of it if it's cold. Like these two people are outside. Tuzi doesn't have cooldowns, I think, or low. And he would have to dash back, then he's isolated, and we can maybe kill after.
Yeah.
Definitely, I mean, this is just shit. Then I go cap way too late, I think, or Angela.
Yeah, I just have to find more... I actually have to go more for,
Overwatch
like,
Friday.
kills as well. Like, I play too much for ult now, I think. Like, in my head, it was like, I need to go in the invis ult and just farm mag, get ult, you know, and then ult after.
Yeah, it's hard to differentiate when you have to do it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
Like in the mirror, it's obviously good to play for ults, but it's also important to win the duels, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
for
said,
sure.
if the Silo gets to play the game, that's bad for us. So we have to force to duel him, but it needs to be in the right way. It can't be like Daredevil and their Silo can go for you, while we can't do the same for to their Silo, right? Then we need to play in a way that we get to do the same,
Yeah.
which is also important to call it, right? Other than just saying, just pocket me with resources, that would be like the right way to describe it, right? You can just say, they do that on the map, we should try to do something similar.
Yeah.
Or trust me, why can they do that? And I would try to break it down on if we can do the same or not, and
Yeah.
what we can do against it.
Okay.
Right, if that happens. Because this is a matchup that is pretty similar like the last one.
Yeah.
I think. I think here you get entry, right? No, you don't.
I
These
was
are like
other.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't flip. That was a problem. Almost they die though.
Yeah, I felt like if we went with Link here, like we would have killed them. Like if we just went first. But
Yeah.
we wait for them to link and then we go and then nothing happens.
Bro, look what happens to me, bro. It happens
Yeah.
every time I play Angelo. Look. Here, I'm
Oh,
here.
And you just Nice.
Every time, bro. I swear it's so
that's just
annoying, but-
ping, I think, no?
It's not only just ping. The hero is just. It's like Wolf on ping,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
a little bit worse, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. It just feels bad. But their Jeff Pierce is infinitely better than ours. Look at it.
Yeah.
So we should just respect it and just give up the position. You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah. Because we have
And we
point
should just-
control as well.
Yeah, right. We should just respect it. We should respect their damage here and just sustain. But we keep on fighting with Link here for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's like it is in our disadvantage because their Jeff Pierce is just stronger. And we just die for it. We didn't need to, right? For sure. So next fight happens. Beach Psylocke skin. I don't know. Oh, I have mexikanische Auflaufleder. I'm so happy
oh
about that.
shit.
Aber ich habe selber gemacht. Ich habe ein bisschen angebrannt. Das hat mich genervt.
Ja,
Ja, ich habe
stimmt.
das so angebrannt unten und habe es dann abgekratzt und in die Schale rein, wo ich mir dann das immer rausnehme, weißt du?
Ja.
Das ist richtig scheiße.
Ja, aber nicht so schlimm. Geht voll. Geht fit.
Ja. Ja, ist okay, aber nervt trotzdem halt.
Ja, safe.
Das ist dann immer so, du nimmst dann so einen Löffel, der schmeckt dann richtig scheiße. Ja, weil der dann halt verbrannt ist.
Ja.
Ja, hier die Situation, ne? Das sind halt so Sachen, wir schießen halt die ganze Zeit auf Leute, wo es halt keinen Sinn macht. Ne?
Ja.
Weil, wenn du und Terra jetzt hier beide ihn piekt, mit Jeff Pierce hinten dran, dann kann dich keiner killen, weil ich noch davor gehe und wir clearen den einfach.
Mhm.
Weil der muss geben. Der Jeff von denen, guck dir das an. Das ist illegal, was der macht.
Der
Ist verrückt, oder?
der ist
Ja, also
stuck.
der würde die ganze Map geben.
Ja.
Also die geben ja die ganze Map, ne, wie man sieht. Und jetzt kriegen wir halt eine gute Situation, um den Daredevil zu pushen. Wie ich gesagt habe, ne?
Ja.
Auch wenn der Jeff hier stehen würde, müsste er auf den Jeff gucken und dann können wir auf den Jeff laufen, weil er auf den Daredevil guckt. Jetzt gehen wir mit Blade. Blade ist gut. Ah, Jeff holt gegen Blade so OP, Mann.
Ja.
Das ist echt nervig.
Und Link
Also
und
das
alles.
ist echt nervig, ey. Ja, und danach bist du halt aus der Position, ne? Das ist das Problem.
Ich glaube, ich wurde auch gegessen. So, ich hab's gar nicht. Ja, ich vergesse das immer, dass es einfach. Ah nee, ich wurde nicht gegessen, jemand andere.
Ja. Aber bist definitiv zu weit weg vom Core,
Ja.
wenn du es so mistimed hast, weil du siehst, dass Terra hier ist ohne Probleme. Unser Jeff, wo ist unser Jeff? Ja, auch keine gute Position. Das meine ich halt. Ne, weil das ist halt keine gute Position. Er muss hier stehen bleiben. Damit
Ja.
er dann hier, damit du hier spielen kannst.
Mhm.
Weißt du? Das müssen wir, wenn wir das verdeutlichen, dann gewinnen wir. Weil ich sag auch, da geht mehr, was Positioning angeht.
Ja.
Von allen geht mehr, ne? Von allen geht mehr. Es ist, wie ich gesagt habe, ich muss da Krug auch zustimmen. Es ist halt nicht so nice, immer zu hören, ja, Tusi macht das oder ja, und ich bin ja ein großer Teil, der das immer so provoziert hat, ne? Oder Tanuki macht das auf Daredevil oder keine Ahnung, Saipe spielt so auf Support oder Spark Chief macht das auf Angela. Immer guter Input, wenn man das sieht, ne? Was
Ja.
so gut dran ist.
Ja.
Wie ich bei dem Jeff gesehen habe. Ich habe gesehen, der hat gute Lineups genommen. Muss man auch nehmen. Muss man nehmen. Ne? Der Grund ist, weil wir es halt eben gesehen haben. Ne? Unser Jeff kriegt halt weniger Value, weil wenn ich jetzt hier Schaden nehme, kann ich nicht hier hingehen, weil er hier steht. Aber wenn ich jetzt hier Schaden nehmen würde, könnte er mich hier so heilen und euch noch dazu heilen.
Ja.
Das ist halt Infinite. Oh, das war so eine fette Jeff-Ult, Bro, da macht mir gar nichts gegen. Oh, Hellner. Rajaro und ich beide drin.
Ja.
Bro, aber ist auch unmöglich zu dodgen.
Ja,
Ich
ja,
schwöre,
man
Jeff,
kann's auch nicht
kannst du
sehen.
dodgen als Angela.
So
Es
dumm.
kannst es nicht dodgen. Ich weiß nicht, manchmal habe ich das Gefühl, wenn ich E drücke, also hätte ich jetzt E gedrückt, hätte ich es dodgen können. Ich weiß nicht, ob E Unstoppable Frames hat. Ich muss mal kurz gucken. Ja gut, also ich habe jetzt E nicht gedrückt, aber wenn ich E drücke, muss ich gucken, ob. Vielleicht hat es Unstoppable Frames.
Ja, maybe.
Ja, jetzt haben wir die Jeff-Position. Wir nehmen sie. Und deswegen gewinnen wir auch noch gerade fast den Fight. Gestorben. Durch die Angela. Und Adam. Ja, unsere beiden Supporter haben ziemlich weit weggespielt. Terra fightet gerade ziemlich viele Leute. War an sich noch winnable, hätten wir Rest abbekommen. Ich glaube, Krug hat auch versucht, aber hat es nicht geschafft. Wie ist der Fight? Okay, wir machen Jeff-Angela-Kombo. Killt alles. Geht auch nur manchmal.
Ja.
Ja, hier wieder gleiches, ne? Es ist so AIDS, den zu pieken. Aber
Ja,
gerade
ja.
war es so okay.
Ja, aber schau dir meinen
Weil halt-
HP an. Nur er. Schau
Ja, ich
jetzt.
weiß. Ne, also ist
Er
halt
hat,
trotzdem
er hat
scary,
nicht mal eine
weil wenn der
Kombi
Jeff
gemacht.
dann, wenn der Enemy Jeff dann noch mit drauf schießt, dann ist immer so scary, ne?
Ja, ja.
Muss halt Terra irgendwie als erstes ihn pushen. Damit das war crazy.
Das war
So,
wild.
jetzt haben wir eine gute Situation. Eigentlich. Aber jetzt verlieren wir direkt. Wo spielt unser Jeff? Okay, wir haben lange LOS. Ist okay.
Ja, das ist gut.
Hier müssen wir besser stacken. Das ist ein Problem. Das Krug hier splittet ist ein Problem.
Ich glaube, er wollte für Rez vielleicht setupen oder so.
Ja, klar, ne? Aber er muss
Ja,
halt
ja.
er muss halt in den Jeff Pierce bleiben. Ne?
Ja, safe.
Und Fate muss ihn mieten. Also es geht nur, wenn wir das so machen, dass Fate hier mietet. Ne, wenn er hier droppt.
Mhm.
Also Fate geht von hier nach hier und droppt und mietet. Ne? Aber so geht das nicht, ne? Weil wenn wir alle hier drin stehen und Fate außerhalb steht, dann halt er uns gegen. Es
Ja,
ist
ja.
einfach so. Also es ist ja gut. Aber dadurch, dass wir alle so split sind, ist es halt scheiße. Kann man den auch da killen? Ich weiß es nicht, ob du ihn da anschießen musst.
Ja, ich kann halt nichts sehen.
Ja. Ja. Ich
Ja,
glaube, du
konnte ich
musst ihn halt da
anschießen. Ja, ja.
anschießen. Ist halt auch scary, ne? Weil du dann halt nicht siehst, was halt dann vor dir ist und wie viele Leute auf dich drauflaufen da. Ne, ich verstehe das schon, wenn man so umdreht und schießt. Ich meine, ich habe das ja auch mit Groot immer. Wenn ich weiß, der Wolverine kommt von hinten, dann weiß ich, dass er von hinten kommt. Trotzdem weiß ich nicht, wann er kommt, wenn ich mich nur umdrehe.
Ja, ja.
Das ist übel AIDS. Und
Mhm.
ich muss halt irgendwie so vom Kopf her wissen, wann der Wolverine kommt. Ne, und genauso musst du halt wissen hier, ob du von vorne jetzt stirbst oder nicht, wenn die jetzt reinlaufen.
Ja, ja.
Weil du gerade siehst, dass nur der Daredevil da ist. Ne, da kannst du den Starlord anschießen. Aber jetzt ist keiner mehr da, jetzt ist halt nur die Angela da. Und die macht nicht so viel, weil du im Jeff Piece spielst.
Ja, das stimmt.
Ne? Aber ist auch so risky. Ne, also ich check schon. Ich habe ihn angepiekst, aber mein Piekser macht nicht so viel. Ne? Oh. Na, verloren. Nächster Fight. Nächster Fight gewinnen wir wieder. Gucken wir den nächsten an. Hast sogar Blade geused und dann fast wieder bekommen, ne? Oh, ist
Ja.
crazy, what the fuck. Ist gute Blade, sag ich.
Ja,
Nee, ich sag, ist gute Blade. Ist Response, muss man manchmal machen.
Ja.
Defensive Blade auch nicht Arsch in dem Matchup, sag ich.
das
Oh,
ist
das
nicht schlecht.
ist nervig. Ja, das war die Situation.
Ja, ja.
Aber lag halt daran, dass du halt keine Cooldowns hattest, weil du halt davor so surprised wurdest.
Ja, ja.
Wir haben halt hier, dieser Dash hier hat halt
Unnötig. Ja.
ganz schön das Momentum gefickt. Es hat halt das Momentum gefickt, ne? Weil du jetzt halt damit, weil du jetzt zurück noch dashen musstest und auch noch alle Cooldowns investiert hast, hast du die nicht für gleich.
Ja.
Also jetzt hättest du halt gerne den Dash gehabt, sag ich jetzt mal. Na, ist unlucky.
Ja, ja.
Musst du halt wissen, dass er es halt mit dem Highground macht, ne? Mehr kannst
Ja,
du dagegen
safe.
nicht machen. Wo war ich? Bin ich auch drin? Nee, diesmal nicht. Ha!
Diesmal nicht.
Aber wo? Ah, ich hab's gewusst. Ich wusste, dass das war.
Aber
Ich hab's
so
diesmal
weit weg.
geöffnet. Ja, Bro, das ist so
Ja,
eine
nee, ich weiß,
riesengroße
ich
Range.
weiß.
Das ist verrückt. Scheiß Held. Ich glaube, er stirbt, oder?
Ja, ich
Stirbt nicht.
glaube,
Auch so eine Situation, wir müssen ausrechnen, ob es sich lohnt zu chasen. So viel Downtime gegeben.
ja, ja.
Hätten wir da jetzt unsere Zeit investiert, den Starlord anzuschießen, guck mal, dann wäre jetzt Krug nicht so gefickt gewesen, weißt du?
Ja,
Wir hätten halt auch, dadurch, dass wir alle Zeit der Welt auf den Jeff committed haben, haben wir den Fight einfach verloren.
ja,
So
ja.
hart es auch klingt.
Ja, stimmt.
Hätten wir es einfach ignoriert und hätten einfach den Starlord hier angeschossen, hätten wir den Point geklärt. Aber auch Jeffs Fates Angle ist auch diabolisch. Also, weiß nicht, was er hier macht. Muss ich mit ihm drüber reden. Das ist für mich nicht okay. Er hat erst gute Position, dann geht er hier hin. Muss Krug mitkommen. Sonst geht das nicht. Kann ich die Backline nicht im Pierce-Spielen haben.
Ja,
Zu oft. Gerade wenn wir Jeff oder Raccoon spielen, muss der zweite Person da drin stehen. Einfach damit er nicht gepusht wird. Weil guck, jetzt hast du die Situation, jetzt muss er heilen und Krug ist halt super isolated und jetzt kann er nicht damagen.
ja.
Wenn wir eine Position haben, wo wir damagen, dann können die gegnerischen Supports nicht hier spielen. Ja, ist halt einfach der Clou. Okay. Na, das war winnable. Ja, hier hättest du vielleicht die Supports earlier pushen müssen.
Ja. Ja,
Das ist
stimmt.
auch so schwer, ne, zu kalkulieren.
Ja, das stimmt.
Weil ist
Aber
halt immer
vor allem
scary.
bei
Aber,
Adam, Jeff, so, ja, das ist komisch.
ja, weil du halt so einfach kann es halt passieren, dass dein Jeff contested ist, deren Jeff nicht und deren Jeff schießt dich an mit, sag ich jetzt mal, mit dem Captain America und der Captain America kannst du nicht one-schießen, ne, und dann kannst du nie an den Jeff kommen.
Ja, ja,
Ne, verstehe ich. Du kannst ja nur an den Jeff kommen, wenn dein Jeff halt LOS hat.
ja.
Ja, und damit du die LOS behältst, muss man halt earlier spielen. Jetzt zum Beispiel wieder das gleiche. Wir haben Fate, der einen Scheiß-Engel nimmt, zum Beispiel. Ja, dann muss man ihm sagen, dass er einen guten Engel nimmt. Und dann musst du halt eben einen guten Engel auch spielen. So, ja. Ach, das war so schade irgendwie. Die sind da einfach so durchgewuselt.
Nee, ich dachte, du würdest so für die Backline gehen. Deswegen wollte ich Invisen.
Wollte ich eigentlich auch,
Ja,
aber
ja.
es war halt auch so früh.
Ja, ja,
Keine
das war
Ahnung,
wirklich
wir
früh,
wir haben
ja.
halt schon so früh ich habe halt gesehen, Rajaro ist halt One, wird von 3 Leuten gepusht. Dann habe ich halt gedacht, ich muss halt jetzt ulten, weißt
Ja.
du? Weil ich dachte, dass er stirbt. Ne, und ist halt zu early.
Und dann
Kann
wollte
halt
ich
noch
halt,
locker ewig warten.
ja, dann wollte ich halt nach hinten gehen und dann war ich halt hier und
Ja,
ja,
dann musst du
dann,
one-shotted. Ja, ist halt die Situation, ne, wo du halt Double Peak bist von den Gegnern.
ja,
Ne?
ja,
Ist halt gefährlich.
ist
Ist halt
wack,
meine
ist
Schuld hier
wack.
auch. Ja, sehe ich.
Ja, ist nicht.
Musst du einfach. Hier denke ich mir so, was passiert auf der Map? Wie ist Krug gestorben,
Wie
weißt
ist
du?
jeder einfach tot, ja.
Er wird einfach solo vom Camp gepusht und er weiß gar nicht, was er machen soll, weil er noch nie die Situation hat. Auch wo Fate gespielt hat, hier ist halt illegal. Er muss halt mit Krug spielen und wenn er hier auf Krug ultet, dann kann Krug das 1v1 gegen Cap gewinnen.
Ja,
Wenn er die Ult von hier aus startet. Das sind alles so kleine Sachen, die den Unterschied machen. Und dann haben wir jetzt halt, das ist halt so eine Support-Ult, die ist halt einfach scheiße. Weil du kriegst jetzt eine Person raus und tust dich damit ja selber eigentlich stallen, weißt du, was ich
ja,
meine?
ja.
Also es ist halt einfach nicht worth. Tschüss. Hat er die ganzen Map-Space gegeben, ne, weil keiner mehr irgendwo spielen konnte. Jetzt kommt der Jerky TP.
Bam.
Oh ja, der war so, touch einfach den Punkt, touch einfach den Punkt. Ja, mag ich nicht, wie wir spielen. Muss erstmal Rajaro touchen, dann du farmst 100 Charge. Großes Problem, was ich hier sehe, ist, du bist zu low. Ne? Ich
Mhm.
touch gerade den Point, also musst du nicht touchen. Du musst Full HP gehen und du musst volles Schild haben, damit du dann mit vollem Schild Backline pushen
Ja,
kannst. Weil du
ja,
musst den Jeff hinein, weißt du, den Jeff schilden, dass der Daredevil stirbt. Weil solange der Daredevil in den Jeff Healing spielt, werden wir den nie killen. Irgendwann muss halt der Jeff denied werden. Und jetzt wurdest du halt gewonshottet deswegen, weil du halt zu lange hier gespielt hast, weißt du?
Ich glaube, hier wollten wir für Res spielen oder so, aber dann ging es irgendwie nicht. Keine
Ja,
Ahnung.
ist auch dumm, dafür Rest zu spielen. Also können wir
Ja.
nicht machen. Ne, er wurde gepupt, aber
Oh,
ich stand fast im Spawn. Das ist halt auch schon illegal irgendwie. Das war ein Bein war noch im Spawn.
ja.
Warte. Jerky Venom Rollout.
Ah, es
ist
war
gut.
clean, oder?
Gefällt mir, ja. War nicht schlecht. Aber nichts
Und
gehitet danach. Aber
direkt
gut,
tot.
hätte auch nichts keinen Unterschied gemacht. Da
Ja,
killst du
ja.
auch nichts mehr. Aber hier ist halt gleiche Situation, ne? Wenn der Jeff da steht, da jemanden anzuschießen, der gerade in so einem 1 gegen 6, du verlierst halt immer nur den Resource Trade.
Ja, ja.
Ne? Ist halt nur gut in der Gambit-Meta, sage ich jetzt mal. Weil, wenn du den Resource Trade verlierst, kriegst du wenigstens Gambit Ult raus.
Ja.
Ja.
Jetzt auf Starlord.
Oh, hier wurde ich direkt gewonshottet.
Ja,
Bro,
ja.
aber es ist auch so leicht. Man guckt dir an, was passiert.
Direkt
Instant
tot.
Tontime.
Ja, ja.
Ja, es ist halt echt so dieses Gefühl, dass du halt pushen kannst, aber ich muss hier auch warten. Wir haben Jeff Position, von denen gefällt mir auch mehr. Muss ich sagen. Weil es halt den ganzen Point besser contestet. Wenn wir das gleiche spielen müssen, dann muss unser Jeff hier spielen. Und dann müssen wir hier in diesem Lineup, hier in der
Ja.
Position spielen.
Ja, ja.
Weißt du? Aber das Problem ist halt, dass die das dann halt taken können, aber müssen sie dann. Also die werden ja dann gezwungen, das zu machen. Und das ist okay. Ja, dann kann man überlegen, okay, was macht man danach? Dann wahrscheinlich, wenn der Cap hier geht, muss der Jeff hier hin rotieren und dieses Ding öffnen. Ne, die Map öffnen. Würde ich sagen. Zumindest. Weil dann hätte ich auch Jeff Pierce. So habe ich halt keinen Jeff Pierce. Guck, so nimmst du Damage neben mir und ich sterb. Oder ich habe dann den Pressure auch nicht, sag ich jetzt mal. Ich sterbe hier trotzdem. Ne?
Mhm.
Aber dadurch, dass wir halt keine guten Engel haben, werde ich halt zu spät gehypt, zu spät Pressure. Hätten wir das früher gehabt, dass wir Jeff hier unten haben, der hochschießt, hätten wir das auch vielleicht oben pushen können, ohne dass es Probleme gibt.
Ja, ja.
Weil wir dann den
Mit Spin oder was auch
Engel
immer.
wegnehmen und wir dann in der behalten, die Position, weißt
Ja,
du?
ja.
Ja. Hier ist das Starlord, ja.
Ich wollte es einfach mal austesten, keine Ahnung, weil auf Psylocke fand ich mich so useless, weißt du?
Ja, ich habe das mit Krug gesagt. Ich habe das eigentlich auch nicht so gemeint. Also anscheinend hast du das so, ich weiß nicht, ob du das so aufgenommen hast oder nicht, dass ich gesagt habe, dass wenn Energy auf Psylocke ist, dass er was macht und nicht. Ich habe eigentlich nur gemeint, ich weiß nicht, ob in dem Matchup Psylocke oder Starlord
Nee,
besser
nee,
ist.
ich hab das nicht so.
Ich dachte, Psylocke ist besser, weil wegen der Jeff-Ult und weil die Psylocke-Blade einfach stark ist, weil das Movement vielleicht besser ist. Aber ich kann auch sehen, dass die Starlord-Ult besser ist in dem
Nee,
Matchup.
es war
ist
eher,
halt
es war
schwer.
einfach, es war ja eher einfach so meine Meinung. Im Game so habe ich mich einfach useless gefühlt, so weißt du?
Ja, ja, aber wenn wir jetzt ausrechnen, würdest du jetzt sagen, so Starlord oder Psylocke ist besser? Weil es ist echt schwer
Ja,
auszurechnen.
es ist schwer, ja. Das Ding ist so, mit
Weil ich
Starlord
kann
kannst du,
beides sehen.
mit Starlord zum Beispiel, wenn wir jetzt Raccoon hier hätten, wäre Starlord, glaube ich, besser, einfach nur wegen dem Team-Up. Weil man kann mehr Fehler machen, sozusagen, weißt du, was ich meine?
Was ich halt geil finde mit Starlord ist halt mit dem Jeff, ne? Weil
Ja,
du hast
ja.
halt dieses Line-Up von dem Healing und wenn du dann noch eine Bubble bekommst, bist du halt super schnell auf
Ja,
der
ja.
Backline von den Gegnern.
Ja, genau.
Das ist halt so ein
Es ist
Vorteil,
viel
den du von Starlord
leichter,
hast.
viel leichter überall zu sein, so, sozusagen.
Irgendwie schon, ja.
Ja,
Auch irgendwie manchmal habe ich auch das Gefühl, es ist einfach mehr consistent Damage. Es ist
ja,
nicht
genau,
dieser
ja.
Burst, aber es ist mehr consistent.
Ja, ja.
Ist halt die Frage, ob das besser ist für Duels, ne? Weil, wenn du so spielst, weil für mich kommt es so drauf an, was ist so besser? Ist es besser als Starlord gegen Daredevil oder als Psylocke?
Als Starlord, viel besser, viel besser. Du kannst halt
Liegt das auch
wegfliegen,
daran,
so.
wenn wir das richtig als Team spielen? Das ist halt die Frage, ne?
Ja, also ich finde so in One-on-One-Contests zum Beispiel kannst du mit Starlord viel mehr anfangen. Aber so ihn schnell zu killen ist wahrscheinlich Psylocke besser, ja. Aber
Wer
die Ult ist
contestet
halt auch nice,
Cap
so.
und Angela besser?
Was?
Wer contestet Cap und Angela besser?
Ah, ich glaube, ist beides gleich. Also ich glaube,
Mhm.
mit Starlord kannst du die so besser contesten, aber mit Psylocke hast du halt viel mehr Kill-Pressure auf die.
Ist Psylocke besser gegen Raccoon oder Starlord besser gegen
Oh,
Raccoon?
Psylocke. Also mit Psylocke kannst du Raccoon so one-shotten halt. Aber das muss halt daran auch liegen, dass der Raccoon auch irgendwie schlecht spielt, so weißt du? Wo ich ihn
Ja,
halt
ja, ja.
anschießen kann.
Oder halt bis dahin developen,
Ja,
dass wir
genau,
halt
ja,
die
ja, genau.
Map nehmen, dass du den halt anschießen kannst.
Ja.
Ja, also dem Match finde ich tatsächlich auch Starlord besser, muss ich ehrlich sagen. Weil du einfach auch der Jeff ist auch viel leichter zu killen als Starlord, habe ich das Gefühl.
Ja, ja.
Einfach wegen dem E auch.
Ja.
Ne, dann kannst du nicht deine Shots missen auf dem Boden und machst dann noch diesen Last Damage
Ist auch
Burst
irgendwie
Fake.
nice für Counter-Dive einfach so die zu spannen, weißt du, damit die
Ja,
einfach
safe.
alle Damage taken.
Der Fight hier, der war guckt. Ne? Bin wieder Entry gestorben. Dann guckt Fight, Fate. Nächsten Fight. Ja, hier haben wir geturnt. Weiß nicht, inwiefern das possible ist, da zu turnen. Ist halt schwer.
Ja.
Hat der Wrestler einfach von da, oder
Ja, es
was?
war ein bisschen Grief, so die Ult, aber keine Ahnung.
Illig. Ja, ist halt zu früh, ne?
Ja,
Weil
ja.
ist halt auch so ein Matchup, wo es halt schwer ist zu punishen, weil allein selbst wenn du den killst, ne, der ist so schnell wieder back. Die
Ja,
Angela
ja.
kann ja von hier touchen, bis der wieder back ist. Sollen wir ja auch, ne? Wenn wir den Cap haben. Deswegen ist ja auch First Fight das Wichtigste.
Ja, ja.
Eigentlich, ne? Weil wenn du Cap hast, kriegst du halt easy 99%. Ne?
Mhm.
Ist ja kein Problem. Gerade wenn du keine Ults hast oder sowas, ist schon AIDS. Das war illegal von dem, also
Ja,
was
keine Ahnung,
Smash da
was er
gemacht hat.
gemacht hat, ja.
Er hat einfach nichts geultet und ist einfach random gestorben ohne Grund.
Wurde aber
Weiß nicht, was der
gerest noch,
gemacht hat.
glaube ich, ja.
Ah, er wurde gerest, deswegen hat das. Aber der hat Ult geused ohne Grund. Wir gehen rein. Ja, es ist scary.
Ja,
Da hättest du hinter Ratsch bleiben müssen. Ich glaube, hier jetzt erstmal den.
Star-Lord
Das Problem
spielen
ist halt
sollen.
wieder das Gleiche. Ne? Die haben halt eine bessere Jeff-Position und deswegen kannst du den Starlord auch nicht. Du kannst das Duel nicht gewinnen.
Ja,
Das ist das Problem. Deswegen musst du vielleicht einfach schießen, um Ult zu farmen und versuchen, dein Magazin auf den Jeff zu hauen.
ja, ja.
So hart es sich auch anhört. Und dann versuchen, mit einer Speedbubble auf den Jeff zu fliegen und
Mhm.
ihn zu one-clippen. Ne, weil es geht halt nichts anderes, ne?
Ja, safe.
Also hier Double Peak auf Jeff mit Terra am besten. Alle drei pushen Jeff gleichzeitig. Er versucht's und dann geht's auf Adam drauf. Ist okay. Ne, wen schießt du an? Weil das ist das Wichtigste, ne? Dass wir jetzt hier den richtigen Target-Fokus haben. Er ist halt unlucky mit dem Timing. Okay, ab dem Zeitpunkt brauchen wir keinen Target-Fokus mehr, weil die alle eh sterben. Aber ist halt wichtig, dass wir da gutes Target-Fokus haben. Passt, nächster Fall. Wir haben gewonnen. Passt. Fate lässt sich clearen. Was hast du währenddessen gemacht? Ja, die Cooldown-Usement gefällt mir nicht. Du hast
Ja,
keine
ja.
Right-Clicks, bevor der Fight startet. Das finde ich gar nicht gut.
Ja, das
Woran
war nicht
liegt
gut.
das? Zu early gepiekt, ne? Oh, das sind beide Cooldowns im 1 gegen 5 verloren
Ja,
ohne Grund.
ja.
Das ist ein großes Problem, weil du jetzt halt nicht mehr so die Cooldowns hast, um den Space zu contesten, weißt du?
Mhm.
Das ist ein Problem daran. Weil jetzt würdest du so brauchen, sag ich jetzt mal, hätten wir jetzt Fate Angle like this, ne? Dann
Mhm.
kannst du jetzt den Starlord hier dueln, weißt du?
Ja, ja.
In der Position. Und dann kannst du Angela Zeit von ihm wasten, weil wenn er für dich geht, rechtslückst du es einfach. Jetzt kannst du es halt nicht machen, ne? Das ist ein Problem. Und du spielst auch so Split von dem Jeff-Angle. Das heißt, jetzt muss Crook sein Healing in dich investieren. Und dadurch ist er dann mehr diveable. Ist aber auch nicht gut die Position von Fate, also davon abgesehen. Er
Ja.
muss weiter zurückspielen. Wir müssen auch hier agreeen, wo wir den Fight machen.
Mhm.
Ja, also wahrscheinlich sehe ich die beste Position hier. Weil du dann die ganze Map kontrollierst und die Gegner müssen versuchen, den Highground zu taken.
Mhm.
Du zwingst sie dann halt Highground zu taken. Oder der gegnerische Jeff geht in das Mirror und wir haben ein Mirror-Matchup, aber wir haben den Space.
Ja,
was ich da
ja.
besser finde. Ja, weil wir haben den Point Space. Also das ist halt das, was halt wichtig ist, was ich halt reden muss. Wie ich gesagt habe, ich sehe das auch ein, dass ich da reden muss, was ich will. Wir haben gekombot, er stirbt, ne, weil Starlord und OP ist, gegen Jeff in
Ja.
der Situation zumindest. Weil er nicht in seinem eigenen Pool ist. Wenn er in seinem eigenen Pool ist, würde es vielleicht sogar leben. Da kann er nicht viel gegen machen. Hier müssen wir leben. Wir resten. Okay, Rest ist okay. Wir fighten und gewinnen den Fight, glaube ich. Passt. Oh, das ist keine gute Star-Lord, die gefällt mir gar nicht.
Okay.
Ist halt so, ja, weißt du warum?
Ja, weil wir halt schon gewonnen haben und wir haben Cap.
Ja,
Ja,
es ist
check.
halt, wir haben halt Cap, wir haben 40%. Wir müssen hier nicht weiter pushen, nicht overchasen.
Ja.
Ne, es ist halt, selbst wenn Terra hier stirbt, ne, brauchen wir nicht. Und jetzt ist halt das Problem, der nächste Fight, was machen wir gegen Capult, weißt du?
Ja, ja.
Also wir haben nichts, um Capult early zu forcen, um es irgendwie awkward zu machen. Und wir können auch, ich sag, wir können auch mit Star-Lord und Daredevil Ult können wir Capult durchkillen.
Mhm.
Wenn wir guten Jeff Angle
Ja,
haben,
safe,
weißt
ja,
du?
ja.
Also, das ist halt so die Sache, da war halt die Star-Lord Ult echt ein Problem. Aber ich
Okay.
dachte, wir haben Psylocke gespielt. War das ein
Nee,
anderes Skript?
ja, ja,
Oder
es
gucke ich
war,
gerade die falsche Map?
ja, es war gegen
Ich gucke gerade
Tusi
das falsche
meistens,
Skript.
also mit Tusi
Ah ja,
halt.
das war gegen Tusi, ne?
Ja,
Das ist
ja.
jetzt ein anderes Team.
Ja.
Ja, dann gucken wir die falsche Map. Ja, dann müssen wir gleich nochmal die andere Map gucken, wenn du noch den Willen dafür hast. Wo ist unser Jeff? Tot. Ja? Wie ist das möglich?
Ja, ich glaube,
Oh, Overextend.
ja.
Ja, Overextend, Overpeak, ohne Grund. Oh. Das ist schon nicht so gut, sage ich. Ist halt so wie mein Tod eigentlich, so ohne Grund.
Ja.
Ja, es ist so. Müssen wir ohne ihn spielen. So normalerweise, wenn wir so ohne ihn spielen, in der Situation ist halt echt so, mir gefällt nicht, wo du bist gerade.
Okay.
Weil irgendwie will Terra reinpushen mit Ult und du bist halt
Weit
null dabei,
hinten,
weil du
ja.
halt zu viele Tension dir wegnehmen lassen hast, ohne Grund. Hier ist vielleicht besser, einfach sobald Fate stirbt und wir eine Win-Condition haben, wie zum Beispiel mit Daredevil zu pushen,
Mhm.
ist, dass du einfach hidest und dann einfach reingehst, weißt du? Weil dann wirst du auch nicht, dann müssen die dich scouten, die Tanks.
Mhm.
Ne, weil jetzt kannst du auch nicht mit Jeff Speedboost reingehen, jetzt einfach hiden. Soll ich jetzt mal einfach hier unten stehen oder. Was passiert mit mir? Was ist das? Wie passiert? Ist einfach so zur Seite gefahren. Der ist einfach hier hiden oder auch hier oben hiden oder hier hiden. Wahrscheinlich hier am besten, sag ich
Ja.
jetzt mal, weil da werden die Tanks nicht sein.
Ja.
Und dann kannst du immer noch Zeit wasten, indem du zu dem Mega gehst. Aber gerade finde ich, du bist zu weit weg, weil wir gehen jetzt alle rein mit relativ lowen Cooldowns. Und das ist halt so die Situation, Rajaro und ich sterben dafür, dass wir jetzt den Fight turnen, weil wir müssen jetzt gewinnen. Weißt du, weil Fate tot ist.
Ja.
Ist halt so die Situation. War auch winnable vielleicht sogar, wenn wir da jemanden haben, der den Jeff contestet, kann man das gewinnen, sage ich.
Ja. Ja, das stimmt.
Raj ist aber auch einer, bevor der Fight startet. Warum? Oh ja. Er hat sie auch poken lassen, ist nicht gut. Ah, das meine ich mit Daredevil. Er gewinnt einfach das Duel, das nervt. Es nervt. Du gewinnst es, also als Cap gewinnst du es nur gegen Daredevil, wenn du im Jeff Pierce spielst.
Ja.
Nur dann gewinnst du es. Ne? Es dreht sich halt fast alles darum. Oder du spielst es halt wirklich so, dass du halt nie Damage nimmst.
Mhm.
Ne? Also du kannst auch mit Star-Lord das so spielen und Value bekommen, indem du einfach in der Luft rumfliegst und 5 Leute schießen dich an, hitten ihre Shots nicht, da kriegst du auch Value von. Da ist ja auch Zeit investiert, die die Gegner da rein haben. Und du kriegst einen positiven Resource Trade aus, weil 3 Leute dich anschießen, keiner kann dich killen und du wastest einfach deren Zeit. Ist auch immer Value. Wie mit Angela kriegst du auch Value, wenn du über den gegnerischen DPS drüber fliegst und die versuchen in dem Himmel zu schießen und dich zu killen.
Ja.
Ist auch Value. Meistens nicht immer positiv, manchmal positiv, muss man ausrechnen. Viel rechnen.
Okay. Ja, okay, aber ich check jetzt schon ein bisschen mehr, so, wo die Fehler liegen, so, weißt du, was ich meine? Man
Ist aber
kann
auch
schon.
schwer, ne? Also, ich meine, gerade dieses, was halt, ist halt das Gemeinsame von allen, weißt du?
Ja, safe,
Ich mein,
aber so
dass
individuell.
ich auf Angela deutlich individuell Sachen mehr sehen muss, so Punishes oder Early Contest oder auch, wo mein Team spielt vor allem, damit ich sehe, wo ich spielen kann, ist ja auch logisch. Auch es geht bei jedem mehr.
Ja,
Bei
safe.
Krug, was Krug auf Adam gemacht hat, ist illegal, sage ich jetzt mal. So oft
Ja.
wie der gesommelt wird. Es ist halt normal. Es ist halt, man muss halt eben das Ego da droppen und einfach sagen, es geht immer besser. Hier zum Beispiel gleiche Situation, ne? Entweder pushen wir ihn oder wir pushen ihn nicht. Ne? Aber man muss halt irgendwie dann mit den Ressourcen, die wir haben, committen.
Mhm.
Weil wir investieren gerade ziemlich viel Zeit, obwohl der Adam hinter dir steht. Wenn du den jetzt low machst, piekst nur du ihn, dann tradest du mit ihm, aber dein Adam kann dich heilen.
Ja.
Wenn du jetzt hier wartest, kriegt er Value ohne Grund, weißt du? So ähnliche Situation. Ist okay, ihn da zu pushen und zurückzukommen in Main. Und das ist ja AIDS.
Das Ganze jetzt.
Was ist mit Krug passiert? Wo ist er hingelaufen? Oh, er ist rausgelaufen. Ja, muss wieder Inside gehen. Muss sehen, dass du auch Inside gehst. Muss halt im Jeff Pierce wieder stacken, ne? Weil jetzt ist er halt wieder Split ohne Grund.
Ja.
Ist halt wieder diese Ressource, die dann weg ist, weil dadurch hat er jetzt 2 Healings in sich selber investiert ohne Grund. Also mit dem Gedankengang, dass er selber nicht stirbt. Hätte aber preventen können, indem er stackt. So, Jeff Pierce, wir spielen dafür. Jetzt haben wir das gute Lineup. Jetzt nimmst du die Map. Ja, und das ist ein Problem. Hier, wenn wir hier wissen, dass Salon Ult kommt, der einzige Weg, wie wir leben bei einem 99% Contest, ist, wenn wir alle Points spielen und Fate Jeff ultet jetzt unter uns. Oder Yubi Al-Malik tut jetzt Cap ulten. Und ich glaube, das machen wir auch. Aber wir sind zu split, weil wir keinen Plan dagegen hatten.
Ja.
Ja, weil jetzt hättest du ihn auch wieder. Hätten wir es gewusst, hätten wir vorher gestackt und wären vorher mit Capult gelaufen und hätten ihn jetzt anschießen können.
Ja, ja.
Weil wenn du ihn jetzt anschießt, muss der Jeff auf ihn achten, weißt du? Macht er auch, aber ist halt dann nervig für den Enemy Jeff. Ist halt auch contested, ne? Ja. Ja, und jetzt kriegt er halt sehr viel Value, ne? Ja. Oh, meine Ult. Ich bin instant tot. Das war in dem anderen Scrim so, Bro. Ich hab geultet, bin instant gestorben.
Ja.
Bro, das sah übel weird aus. What the fuck?
Bisschen weggeflickt.
Oder?
Ja.
Es war irgendwie so ein Instant 180. What the
Ja.
fuck? Das war so. Da hätte ich gesagt, hätte der so. Wäre das so ein Headshot gewesen, so auf so Ash oder sowas oder Widow in Overwatch, hätte ich gesagt, shit. Bro, das ist ja scheiße, dass der lebt.
Ja. Ich
Da
hatte
bist du
keine.
einfach.
bin
Manchmal
einfach
kommt man
stuck.
aus der Ult raus und manchmal nicht. Ich verstehe das nicht.
Ich glaube,
Ich
du
seh das
darfst nicht, du darfst nicht springen,
Ja, glaube ich auch. Ja, doch, du hast recht.
wenn du wegläufst. Ja,
Ja.
also wie du möchtest, wenn du Ranked spielen willst, können wir morgen weitermachen, weil wir haben morgen noch Zeit. Aber ich glaube, ich sehe das schon gut.
Wir
muss
können jetzt
halt-
auch die Blades anschauen, wenn du willst.
Ja, ja, safe.
Einfach, weil
Mhm.
ich tatsächlich auch sehe, dass das Early Gehen gar nicht schlecht ist. Weil du willst ja mit Blade Early gehen, um was zu forcen,
Ja,
potenziell einen Kill zu bekommen. Und damit du dann 5 gegen 6 hast, dass wir eher gewinnen, dass wir dann in den 5 gegen 6 wieder Ult farmen kannst oder du deine Ult rotieren kannst.
ja,
Deswegen verstehe ich auch, warum wir Early gehen wollen. Ich glaube, das war die Situation hier. Also ich glaube, was Krug halt gemeint hat, ist, dass wir halt ein bisschen später gehen müssen in der besseren Killbox-Situation.
mhm.
Das Problem ist halt, hier ist halt dann doch ein bisschen early, glaube ich. Und hatten wir Blades.
Das war das nächste Fight, glaube ich. Wo,
Ja, nächster Fight.
Ja.
Ja, hier. Das ist aber auch doof, weil die auch Blade haben. Aber an sich sollte das ja even sein. Ist halt wieder so eine ähnliche Situation. Wo ist ein Fate? Wir haben halt keinen Pierce in die Position rein. Ne? Das
Ja.
ist halt dann schwer mit Blade zu gehen. Guck, wo wir mit Blade committen. Ist
Ja.
halt so komplett. Ah ja, hier sterbe ich dafür. Bro, aber es ist auch so AIDS, Mann. Ich versuche so zu killen. Ah, ich sterb nicht, aber. Es ist halt so.
Ja, und jetzt werden wir halt geforst zu Houston und nicht die.
Ja,
Das
jetzt,
ist halt
jetzt
so
kriegen die
AIDS.
Gegner Map Space, weil die jetzt
Ja.
einfach Point gehen, weißt du?
Ja,
Jetzt
ja,
haben
ist
wir
halt
keine
AIDS.
Situation, wo wir Top halten können. Jetzt müssen wir reagieren und müssen Bottom droppen direkt mit Backline. Und dann geben wir High Ground und dann können die auf uns droppen. Das ist scheiße.
Ja, ist AIDS.
Anstatt dass wir einfach den langen Angle spielen und einfach dann Invis-Ult auf Point machen und hier unendlich 4% rausschlagen, ne?
Mhm.
Wir haben es halt scheiße gespielt. Wahrscheinlich musst du mit Blade gehen, wenn die Gegner Point touchen.
Ja, ja, und
Also die
dann
Gegner
oben.
touchen Point, die haben Raccoon Heal und dann sind sie split und dann Boom und dann kann Terra den Typen auf Point anschießen.
Ja, ja.
währenddessen. Wahrscheinlich muss das so gemacht werden. War so ein AIDS-Fight, ne? Weil wir haben zwar jetzt Delena bekommen, aber trotzdem Fight verloren, ultimativ. Terra-Ult. Oh ja, der Rocket-Ult ist auch so ehrenlos. Er kann es halt nicht anschießen,
Ja, ja.
Bro, ist das scheiße. Ja, und jetzt haben die Invis-Ult auf Points. Das ist das Problem. Und da hätten wir das Blade halt gebraucht, um die Invis-Ult halt vom Point wegzuforcen.
Ja, ja.
Ne, dafür wäre das Blade halt krass gewesen. Jetzt haben die nämlich ihre eigene Blade und gewinnen damit. Aber gut, können wir auch nicht gewinnen. Ist auch so, wir droppen auch zu spät mit Raccoon, ne? Wie wir sehen. Er muss früher droppen, damit wir früher Line-Up bekommen. Hier. So hart es auch klingt. Oder er muss hier hingehen früher, damit wir so Line-Up haben.
Ja.
Und dass wir hier touchen können.
Ja, okay.
Krug auch. Muss auch früher droppen. Er droppt zu spät. Dadurch, dass er nicht früher droppt, kriegen wir auch keinen Pull und kein Value von jemand anderem. Weil das Problem ist halt, jetzt können die halt mit Beacon einfach mich und Rajaro anschießen, ohne dass jemand anderes Attention baitet, weißt du? Man
Mhm.
kann keine baiten. Dadurch stirbt halt Rajaro noch deutlich schneller. Und der war close to ult, ist halt so schade. Wenn jemand Attention baitet, öffnet sich vielleicht ein Angle, damit Rajaro ein bisschen mehr Damage machen kann, um noch die Ult zu bekommen.
Ja.
Dieses Raussqueezen von Value. Nächster Fight. Das war, glaube ich, ein relativ gut gespielter Fight, fand ich. Oder hat Delena einfach schlecht gespielt? Ja, also der Engage war ja genau das gleiche Problem.
Ja.
War so richtig unnötig Early Engage.
Early,
wir waren
ja,
komplett stacked. Ja. Wo ist der Psylocke-Spieler? Was macht Tusi? Wow. Ja, ist halt auch so schwer, ne? Weil jetzt punishst du einfach. Jetzt haben sie ihren Cycle raus und jetzt ist er halt für 10 Sekunden AFK, braucht Invis Shield und jetzt nehmen wir halt den ganzen Main einfach ein.
Ja.
Aber okay, das so over zu investen, finde ich okay.
Ja, finde ich auch okay.
Ich finde es so ganz so tragisch, gerade wenn du so Entries und so bekommen musst. Fand ich jetzt nicht so schlimm. Das ist gut. Und wir kriegen jetzt noch Blade.
Ja, und jetzt ist wieder das Problem, glaube ich. Zu early mit Blade.
Vor allem, weil wir auch eigentlich gute Ult-Rotation haben gerade.
Ja.
Wir verlieren ja dann wir verlieren übrigens das
Ja,
ganze
ja.
Game. Wenn du jetzt die Ults siehst von uns im Vergleich zu den Gegnern,
Ja, geht halt eigentlich nicht. Ja.
wie kann man verlieren? Wir können eigentlich gerade gar nichts machen, bis 90% ist und dann einfach 3 Ults gleichzeitig investieren, Gegner verlieren.
Ja.
Das ist halt schon traurig, ne, dass wir das verloren haben. Aber es ist halt auch so, ist halt so natürlich, da jetzt einfach mit Blade reinzugehen, weißt du? Ich verstehe das schon. Weil wir alle auch so Setup waren und so. Das war halt auch zu früh, ne?
Ja, es
So
war
ohne Grund.
wirklich zu früh.
Ja,
Ja.
aber die Gegner haben es aber auch gut gespielt. Die sind nicht einfach so blindlings in die Killbox gelaufen. Die haben halt gewartet, bis gecleared wird. Also wie ich das gespielt hätte auf Attack, weil wahrscheinlich Cap muss Point gehen, ne, hier,
Mhm.
damit dann eine Öffnung gemacht wird auf Highground, weil dann jemand auf Point gucken muss. Zum Beispiel du oder Starlord müssen dann den Cap rausschießen. Oder Rajaro muss mirrorn. Da hast du hier oben 5 gegen 5 und dann kannst du hier oben leichter das Ding taken, weißt
Ja,
du?
ja.
Also so hätte ich das am liebsten gespielt, aber ist auch okay so. Und das war es war
clean.
halt einfach so, es ist halt einfach entstanden, weil es halt einfach möglich dadurch war.
Ja,
und
ja.
Terra hätte halt jetzt einfach sich umdrehen müssen und die Psylocke anschießen. So auf Min-Max. Also, aber es ist halt auch schwer, ne? Er hat's versucht, den Starlord zu killen. Das
Ja,
war
es
knapp.
war einfach my bad. Das war einfach
Das ist
schlecht.
nicht dein Bad. Es war ein Fightplan. Das hat ja jeder dazu. Deswegen sage ich ja so, es hat ja jeder dazu agreed, dass es so von der Struktur her schlecht ist. Wollen wir ja irgendwann hinkommen, dass du das selber siehst und sagst, ich gehe jetzt nicht mit Blade
Ja,
Early,
ja.
weil wir es nicht brauchen, weißt du? Wir haben 70%, die Gegner haben keine Ults, die werden auch keine Support-Ults mehr in dem nächsten Fight bekommen, wenn wir jetzt hier nicht ultra viel lange fighten und viel Damage poken, dann kann ich auch noch später gehen. Ja. Aber ist auch so natürlich. Wie gesagt, also so als erstes gehen mit Ult ist halt so natürlich, weil du halt immer dieses Gefühl hast, wenn der Gegner zuerst geht und er deine Supports killt, danach killst du nicht mehr seine Supports, weil die ja schon gekillt haben, weißt du?
Ja, genau.
Also ich verstehe das also komplett, ne? Es ist genauso wie mit den Angela-Ult, ne? Oder auch mit dem, dass ich immer so nah dran spiele an den Gegnern, weil ich immer das Gefühl habe, dass sie sonst die Map nehmen. Muss ich einfach manchmal geben, so. Ist okay. Okay. Bro, der ist trotzdem durchgestorben. Man ist auch so ehrenlos langsam, wenn man in der
Ja,
Invis
ja,
und
es ist so
oder? Es ist
nervig.
AIDS. Oder generell halt als jeder Spieler. Even das Out, wenn man in seiner eigenen spielt? Das weiß ich gar nicht.
Nee,
Ich glaube
nee.
schon, ne?
Nee, glaub
Wenn
nicht.
zwei Invis ineinander sind, ist das dann nicht so even?
Nee, es ist halt nur, wenn du an der Ecke bist. Vom gegnerischen Dings. Da wirst du so richtig langsam. In der Mitte bist du so ein bisschen langsamer. Aber an der Ecke bist du so richtig, richtig langsam.
Mhm. Ja, es ist irgendwie AIDS. Das
Ja,
kann
ist nervig.
ich nicht anders sagen. Ich hasse das auch, in Invis-Ult zu stehen. Gegnerischen zumindest. Gut, für mich ist das nicht so schlimm, weil ich ein Tank bin, aber manchmal ist es dann doch schlimm. Wenn
Ja,
ich ein
safe.
Groot bin und ich bin so 500 AP konstant und die Gegner merken, oh, der kann sterben und dann ist da noch so ein Gambit Ulti, Bro, dann gehe ich
Alles
komplett
AIDS.
crash. Nächster Fight würde ich noch gucken, weil wir
Ja.
den, glaube ich, verloren haben. Und dann haben wir nicht mehr gewonnen. Den hier würde ich noch gucken. Ult Economy sagt, kracht richtig, sag ich.
Macht richtig, ja, ja.
Ah, ich glaube, da war auch so meine Idee, halt so early wie möglich zu gehen. Ne, weil halt irgendwie gibt es da keine andere Möglichkeit, ne?
Mhm.
Wir verlieren halt gegen Psylocke Ult, wir verlieren gegen Starlord Ult und wir verlieren gegen Beacon.
Mhm.
Wir haben halt keine Ult. Ja, man muss hier early wie möglich gehen. Wahrscheinlich müsste ich jetzt, alle müssten jetzt hart pushen und ich muss die Psylocke und den Starlord versuchen zu ulten.
Mhm.
Das ist so das Einzige, was so gewinnen kann. Sag ich jetzt mal. Aber guck dir an, was mit mir passiert. Das ist so crazy. Nicht? Ich take die Map. Oh, das war's mit
Aber
meiner
instant
AP.
tot.
Bro, ich dachte so, okay, geschafft, geultet, geil, ne? Und einmal instant tot. Das ist so AIDS, Bro. Also, gar
Das
keine
wär-
Chance. Ich glaube, hier haben wir zu Neutral Fight-lastig gespielt.
Ja,
Weißt,
ja.
wir haben so normal die Fight aufgebaut, obwohl so die Win-Condition ist, wir müssen jetzt gewinnen, weißt du? Wir
Ja,
müssen
ja.
jetzt auf Entry-Pick spielen und das war das Problem. Und deswegen, wenn wir dieses Mindset mehr haben, dass wir das so realisieren, was die Win-Condition ist, dann gewinnen wir Worlds. Also, dann bin ich da safe der Meinung.
Ja,
Weil
safe.
mechanisch gesehen
Die
kann man
Besten
nicht
so.
mehr sich beschweren.
Ja, safe.
Bei jedem auch.
Ja, ja.
Also es ist jetzt nicht so, dass ich sagen muss, dass Krug nicht gut im Aim ist oder Rajaro nicht gut aimen kann. Das stimmt nicht.
Ja, das stimmt.
Gerade für das Niveau, das passt schon.
Ja,
Aber es
safe.
ist tatsächlich so, dass man identifiziert, wer was machen muss, ist sehr wichtig.
Mhm.
Und dass wir auch mehr vom Kopf her spielen und nicht nur von den, was in-game passiert. Auch wer angeschossen wird, wann man schießt. Ne, gerade in dieser Gambit-Meter, dass man nicht unnötig pokt, wenn man Ult hat. Ne, wenn es nicht nötig ist. Sobald man natürlich den Space contesten muss, dass man dann pokt. Das war ein crazy Spin. What the fuck? Der hat so viel Damage gemacht. Ja, okay. Passt.
Passt.
War eine close Map, glaube ich. 99, ne? Nee, actually nicht.
Nee, nicht. Ja, okay, aber morgen dann Scrim und dann vielleicht, wenn ich Psylocke spiele oder so, dann können wir
Weiß nicht, ob
nochmal.
ich kann. Ich will Ranked spielen.
Ah,
Vielleicht.
stimmt.
Ja, ich weiß.
Ja, okay, einfach
weiß
das
noch
nächste
nicht.
Mal.
Ich mache jetzt noch ein Rank-Game, dann mache ich mir mexikanischen Auflauf und danach gehe ich ins Bett.
Ja, okay, passt.
Und dann gehe ich
Okay.
morgen early rein.
Ich gehe dann, glaube ich, auch ein bisschen ranked dudeln. Okay,
Jo, haust rein.
hau rein,
Ciao.
ciao, ciao.